What's going to be our funny opener this time?
Funny.
One's in front.
And the background noise.
Hey everybody, this is Grimcad, and we are back with some more D&D Wednesdays, where we play D&D, and it's a Wednesday. We're going to be picking up pretty much where we left off after our introduction of the players, which I always tend to forget. So let's start down the line with Janeon. Say hi.
Ow.
Adrian.
Who are you people? Why are you in my house?
Guts.
Top of the morning.
Rick.
How's it going?
And Tadpole.
Hey, everybody!
All right,
That's
so
my impersonation. DM.
maybe I can see it.
Maybe.
A lot of things happened story-wise last week. We managed to get everybody to the shifting city. We managed to sleep them all. We managed to turn them all into slaves. You got paid. We went back home. Found out that there were some things happening at our quote-unquote mansion that Reg sort of dealt with on his own. The old man that we had hired, who we thought was going to be fairly trustworthy, was in fact working with a man named Amlod Jorvin, who, if you may remember, was a loose end from several sessions ago. He was the one who kidnapped and did bad things to Zoosh.
Certainly couldn't have been AJ. We never would have let AJ slip past us a couple of times, would we?
You know, in your own defense for that one, that session there were only two of you, I believe. So I can kind of see.
Also, I always thought it was an E. I always thought it was Emma-Mod.
No.
I'm
Am.
still waiting for the dude we let, leave in the middle of a battle in this house to just wander back.
He was
No,
really depressed, though.
He had a whole thing. He turned his life around. He owns a bakery now. Actually, he makes great bread.
Fantastic
We
pastry.
should go to his bakery. Just we should go to his bakery.
He makes pasties.
Okay, so after that sort of things wrapped up, we attacked him immediately after finding out that he had some sort of hostile intentions and thoughts about Zoosh. We put 2 and 2 together, came up with 4 this time, and we attacked him, we grabbed him, we cast some spells and some holdings on him, and now we happen to have him locked up in our attic. The rat folk said they were going to take care of him eventually, but as of the day of your leaving, they had not done so. Early in the morning, we went to go see the rat folk at their luscious palace, or something like that.
Big quotations on that.
Big quotations.
I'm gonna laugh when we come back in 3 weeks and there's like this shell of a husk of a man in our attic left, barely alive.
Oh, I was we were going to off him.
Moaning in pain with every breath.
We're gonna take him out before we leave for this.
No, he didn't.
No, you guys totally left him in there. I mean, presumably...
I said we gotta.
We just went to the rat folk. We didn't leave. I assume.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you're still in the city right now, which is what I was. The city shifted. There was this sort of splash, and the city sort of. Man, I hate to say shifted again, but it did. It sort of went off kilter. There's a very, very almost imperceptible slight tilt to the city right now. We did
yeah.
some scouting with Quarks and have discovered that we have landed basically in this huge swamp.
It's one thing I was going to ask. Is it often that the city does that and like shifts into the plane slightly off the ground? Because isn't that what happened? We shifted in slightly off the ground and dropped onto the ground.
It is not something that happens often.
Yeah.
I mean, again, things happen. You fell for a month at one point. So, it's not completely unusual that strange things like this happen. You'd know that if you were to hypothetically shift to a entirely watery plane, you would basically gently float down, not so gently. So yeah, these things kind of happen, but they're not real
Wait,
common.
so the city has no self-buoyancy.
But for the sake of last time, I'm presuming we let Zeus eat him. We start an update to stay in support. No, go away, Windows. Fuck you. I don't want update. No. But
Yeah, I don't know if we let Zeus eat him.
You have not at this point.
I think
We
we were
have-
planning to. Because you did mention
Well,
that
we-
in like a week
we-
and no one's come looking for him, so
We
we're
said
assuming
we
he's
would
good.
let her kill him.
Yeah, we can let her kill him, but we don't have to let her eat.
Why not? I mean, if she wants to, she wants to.
Well, she certainly wants this person dead.
Look. The more corpses she eats, the less zombies.
Yeah, plus I could just animate the skeleton and she doesn't eat those, honestly. So win-win.
She probably doesn't
Well,
want to
you
keep
get
that
a point.
reminder around.
Yeah, say we eat him, and then we also talk really quickly about how much funds we expended over the last downtime period. Just
It
so we
can
can
be a-
have a good balance of what we're having.
It can be a bonding experience for her and Reg. Her and Reg can dispose of his body.
Oh no, we don't. I can just take the meat and cure it and sell it on the market. It's all good.
I'd like to know, I know we told someone from the Rad House to come by. Can we have someone just feed Reggie? Is that an option? Oh, that reminds me. I sent a sending to Scav.
Yes.
Is she able to stop by before we leave?
The last time I believe I said, she received your sending. She was interested, but she wasn't, she doesn't particularly feel indebted to you. So when you call, she does not come running.
I sent another call and said we have an artifact level spooky skeleton wall of death. She'd like to see it.
Again, she's interested. She's not going to come running.
With all these cool things, Scav, come on.
But again, this is something that sort of got not addressed maybe as much as it should have, since I was trying to hurry at the end. But when Scav was when Reg was doing his best to, fight off invaders and all that, and you've come back, he has regenerated.
Oh.
It might not have been a thing you noticed, and I realize it's not a thing that I specifically said, but yeah, when you first saw him, his wounds were very fresh. It appears that he regenerates, maybe not quickly, but he does.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Do you need 5 minutes, Grump?
No, he's muted. No.
I need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
All right, I'll be back with you in a minute.
Okay, so let's just do the funds real quick.
Yeah, in terms of purchasing, does
Who
people
bought-
care if I take 1,500 then?
Tadpole using your own money because you're richer than us at this point individually.
Yeah. However, you do not know that I'm richer than you, because a lot of that was acquired separately. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, kobolds are kobolds.
I do have a fine-looking hat, however.
Yeah, we'll just assume you've robbed some major's mansion when we were not looking, and we should expect to be nuked at some point in the future. Janeon, what did you spend money on?
Well, if no one cares, I won't expect 3,500 for the +1 plate armor, but I'll take 1,500 for the ion stone if people don't care.
Okay, 1,500 there. I used 1,300. That's 2,800. Guts, did you buy anything?
Not yet.
We'll grab something about that price then.
Rick, did you buy anything?
No, not yet. I don't know what things. Posted some things, but didn't get the price.
What are you looking for? Like, are you thinking of the javelin still, or?
Yeah, go with that lightning javelin so we can have you can have some range.
Yeah, those lightning javelins are pretty nice.
Yeah, look, I did want one of those, but I have no idea how much it's going.
It's uncommon. It's probably like 500 to 800 gold. I bought a ring of swimming and a mask, specifically a mask of adaptation. I'm confused on the wording because in the 3rd edition one, it says it makes a shell of air around you and nothing can get into it, like poisons can't get inside, you have immunity to poison and shit. And 5th edition, it just says you can breathe in any environment and you have advantage on checks against poison and stuff.
But now I'm going to go back to my
Wow.
But then I'm asking, what does environment mean? Like, what does that curtail? If we get spaced into a vacuum, can I still breathe? That's a vacuum.
Yeah, yeah. You can still breathe in that case. Going to any other plane of existence, you'll be able to breathe in them. It's basically only if it specifically procs that saving throw advantage, then you have immunity. If it doesn't proc that advantage.
Grim.
Yes.
How much is a oh, you're leaving for your water, you bastard. How much is a javelin of lightning? It's uncommon, I want to.
Uncommon. You're probably going to be able to find an uncommon weapon for right around 600.
Okay, do you want to grab one of those then, Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 3,400 at the moment then. I believe
So,
that's 12. Yeah, that's
that leaves
3,400.
about $6,000 for paying for the expedition when we need to.
Right.
So, who wants to guess my AC now?
21.
21?
Yep.
Did you buy the plate mail?
No, I got the ion stone instead.
Oh, okay.
But for my level up, I took that, which gives me another +1 to my AC.
Could you do me a favor and on your sheet, just put the stats for the ion stone, because you know the ion stone can be attacked and all that, and blah blah blah. And I'd just like it somewhere, frankly, without me having to keep track of it.
Yeah.
I just got a red box to death on roll 20.
I actually completely forgot that they can be targeted and everything.
Short bow too?
I think actually the short bow was pretty cheap, right around the same price.
And the staff. Because I didn't get the dagger. I actually just got a short bow.
Because the staff is just wood. The short bow is basically just wood.
Okay, good. And I can use the staff as a monk weapon.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
We are golden.
Okay, so I realize you just talked about your equipment and stuff while I was gone. But what is the decision about what to do with Amelod? Certainly Zoosh would be taking, at this point, not every opportunity to try to sneak up there, but she would certainly be pressing you a lot for it. You know, whenever you're alone and you're having a downtime, she's like, you know, how about we go kill and eat that one guy?
I mean,
Should we go dress shopping? Hey, let's go kill
Janeon
that guy.
basically at any point points
Yeah,
up.
comes back from dress shopping. Let's go.
The question
Yeah,
is, what are you guys gonna do?
He's been there a week and no one's
I
come
mean,
looking
I
for
basically
him.
point her up there if she wants to go at him and no one else stops her.
She does.
If we leave him alone in a month in a cage for 30 months, Reginald's just gonna eat him, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, she knows you don't approve, Guts. She gives you a sheepish look, but, you know, at the end of the day, she kind of shrugs, goes up there, and does the deed.
It's just on my bio page if you want to check
Sure.
it out, bro.
I'll go up with him,
Okay.
and I'll make
And
some.
it's her decision.
I'll make some rations out of them.
If no one's taking the skeleton, I'm taking the skeleton.
Speaking of, I took 2 of the bodies off the area in order to use for your skeletons, so
Yeah,
this
just
is a correct what we have.
Okay, let me just count my slots real quick.
The next question about that is, what are we doing with the huge Kuthric?
I've been using it as my car, basically.
That is one that you animated, though?
The Hive Lord?
Not the
the
Hive
Queen.
Lord, the Brood Queen.
I thought the rats took that.
No, the Brood Queen was definitely your kill.
Yeah,
you butchered 2 of the Hive Lords. One of the Hive Lords was raised, and one of the Hive Lords was taken alive.
I'm assuming we're going to just sell the crane if we can, because we don't have any use for it. I can't raise it yet, it's slow. It's just going to raw materials, I think. I mean, it's preserved still.
Oh, I did not filter this coffee as well as I thought I had. Ugh.
Yeah,
I ground it way too fine is the issue. At the bottom, I can just see black. Ugh. It's still pretty good, though. Not gonna lie. So would we like to sell it? Would we like to keep it for parts at some point? Or something else creative that I have not thought of?
This is the Kuthric body, right?
Yes.
I mean,
this is the largest
not,
Kuthric.
if no one else wants it, I think it would make quite a cool bed. I reckon Janeon could like hollow it out into like a goblin hole.
Can the meat be used to eat?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I want to take as much of the meat as I can, as they'll let me, and cure it.
Okay. Does
If everybody's okay with that.
anyone else have a use for it? I mean,
I basically just want the Titan.
I can't do anything with it.
so we want to go about over the next, 2 weeks or so and basically use it, cure whatever meat we can get from it, separate any chitin we can, yada, 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 but we're making no efforts to keep it in a whole state.
I mean, it's only Adrian that needs it in a whole state, if anything. And if he can't
I'm not
use
using it at this
yeah.
point. A zombie would
well,
be
we have to
extremely
break it
slow.
down.
All right.
We'll get something that's big for him to reanimate.
Well, let's go ahead and simplify things a little bit. Let's add 1,000 pounds of chitin.
Oh god.
Which is a lot of chitin. And then, if you guys are working hard on it, you could probably preserve, and this is both Janeon and Tadpole, you could probably preserve about 1,000 pounds of meat, and you could sell probably about another 1,000 pounds of meat fresh for about 1,750 gold, which probably changes up what you're planning a little bit, but
That's the fresh meat, not the cured meat.
that is the fresh, correct.
Cool. So we have 1,000 pounds of cured meat.
I reckon we take the cured meat for feeding the expedition.
Or we could sell it so they can feed the expedition.
is this token?
They made me a damn slave. I'm not giving them anything for free.
Oh, Grim, I was saying, like, could you make this token the right size? It's supposed to be large, and can you just... There's a sheet called the Kruthic Hylos on me. Could you attach that token to that sheet?
Well, how much would the cured meats go for, Grim?
Cured meat goes for about 2 gold per pound.
So another 2,000.
Yeah, if you'd like to sell it.
We basically
Aye,
got our
we'll just-
money's worth back from buying the magical items on.
Yeah, we'll sell all the meat so we make back the party's magical items.
Sure.
And we can
Yeah, I'm
also
adding it
use
back to the list.
expedition funds.
All right. I'd like to take 700 of it to buy something. I figure I do at least that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'd take the 700.
I'm buying a second immovable rod. They come in very handy.
Sure do.
Guts.
Yes, sir.
Did you go up to
Guts.
6?
Go level 6, Guts. Are you level 6?
Alright, my water's probably
Yes, I
boiling too.
did.
I forgot about it. Hold on. I'll be back in a moment.
I don't know. I thought you were time. Yes, I.
One of our meat shields up front ought to consider getting a weapon of warning. He said they're 3,000 gold, but they are really nice for meat shields.
Yeah, I think that was more aimed at me because I was going to be the defense style everything, but 3,000's a bit much for me to want to grab out of the party funds at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a 7. I'm. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Use of this spell, resource to control up to 4 creatures you've animated with this spell. The Hive Lord costs 2, the skeletons are 2. That's 1 spell. Do I make another 4 skeletons?
Oh, you have to remember you need to be able to renew it when we're out in the field as well,
What?
means spell slots.
I have 3 level 3 spell slots.
And if you need to constantly use your level 3s, that's going to be 1 day a week where you're going to be down on level 3 spells for a day.
I mean, there's always arcane recovery, and realistically, sending Liam and saying, Hami, yes, if you need fireball or haste. I
Yeah.
think if you take a long rest at different times during the day, so I can, like, obviously, because we won't take the same night every day kind of thing, you know what I mean? Plus, if
Well,
it's
I
not a busy day, we can just arcane recovery those back.
If it's on one of the days where you've got to renew your spells, I'm sure we can allow you extra time to rest and everything, even if it's another full long rest.
Plus, realistically, well, I'm saying I have this too.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And I mean, they count as
oh,
sentries,
sorry.
so hey.
I can get at least one of my spell slots back from that. But that's, you know, more hands that don't need a rest, you know what I mean?
Okay, so we figured out what we're purchasing and all that on the in-between time.
I'm gonna make 4 more skeletons. I need more names, guys.
Larry Curly Moe.
Solomon Grundy.
I really want to get my chainmail enchanted now, though.
Oh, you're making 4 more? I thought you were doing 2 more. Okay.
Well, I'm adding 4. That's 2 spells worth on dead now.
Hey,
How much
Grim, you
is
told me
it?
that I don't need to worry about sunglasses in this shifted area, right?
Correct.
Awesome. Woohoo.
Very likely. Everything's sort of dismally and very swamp-like, as it were.
Well, reminds me of home here. I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
Alright. And
How
if
much was +1 to an existing item?
Say what?
How much would it be to get a +1 chucked onto armor again? Like, if I've already got the armor.
What type of
That's
armor?
good, sure.
Chainmail, I believe.
Chainmail, if you were doing it on an existing, it would cost about 1,000.
Ah, okay.
I'm sure Adrian can do it for cheap.
Gary.
I'm not sure how Grim wants to run players adding their own enchantments like that.
Frankly, I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. No, it's
Well-
all good. So I don't need to spend 2,500 right now. I can wait for another plus to my AC.
But
Unless the party wants a 22 AC.
Okay.
let's move forward though. What are we buying for the sake of this shit? The shitty shift.
The expedition.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's what we've got to talk with the rat folk when we're out. They said they'd front
Hold on, that's my timer.
and then pay them back later.
He's getting his water.
And Rick, we're leaving our wall behind as our treasury guard, I take it?
Yeah, just put it right behind the front door.
Well, I was thinking, like, if we have this room that it's in, or maybe one of the ones on the second floor, like, that is our treasury room there.
Put it in a room, put stuff in the room, have it cover it even, you know what I mean? It can like flex over kind of thing. Lock the door so they
And we can put the other one like right in the way of the trapdoor.
That's right, we have 2 walls. We have a wall each.
That is awesome. That is truly awesome.
I can't wait till we start making them bigger.
But
The wall.
What if we made the wall bigger and then mass produced the amulets and then sold off personal defense force? Would be the next greatest things in security system.
What are you calling the other wall?
And we're going to be able to solve the
Walden.
cops problem of the city. Yes, and I like that, Walden.
Walden? Pink
Yeah.
Floyd? The Wall?
Yeah?
Yeah. Walden works though.
Yeah, I like
Walter.
Walden.
Walter.
That'll be the 3rd one when we have enough.
Okay, that should be the last of the distractions for a little while.
okay. But I guess we're gonna go talk and discuss with the rat folk what we need to fund-wise for the expedition.
Yes.
But yes, can we also get another wall token, Grim?
Another what?
Wall token, because remember we actually had 2 chunks of wall.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. We have 2 amulets.
We bought 2 back. I'm not sure what happened to the other one though,
Oh.
because they were both doing it for their own wall pieces.
I see. That
So
was
we
me
have
being
Janeon
entirely unsure. I thought we were taking turns doing the one.
Well, on that note, I want to make sure someone by the red power stops by to feed Reggie if needed. I'm so
I mean, in all fairness,
about.
Yeah,
I have no idea what to name the other wall.
Walden.
Yeah.
We already decided. His name is Walden.
Walden. Alright, fair. Alright, so now that we have a lot of that stuff out of the way, we're going to go ahead and pick up back talking with the rat folk. So at this point, we've shifted. The rat folk have used this artifact to do their divination on the land. They've determined that there is very little in the way of sentient life. There are no large sprawling cities or things like that. Maybe very little is a poor choice to put it. There is sentient life, but things are relegated to, villages and things like that. They've picked out a place for you. It's basically 100 miles out from the city, heading out of the south gate. It is a 20-mile square. Troll tells you that if things happen, he will be adjacent, and Vex will be on the other side, slightly further out from you as well, should you run into issues. He's giving you 10 people. The 10 people will cost 100 gold each.
Yep.
That covers them the entire month. That covers their personal belongings, tents, things of that nature. Should someone die, you have to pay 500 gold back to the rat house, basically.
Bereavement fees and all that.
Pretty much. There's an extra 100 gold for equipment. This is tools, things like that, axes, picks, blah, blah, blah. Things that you would come across in normal day-to-day thing.
How much for a druid?
That's the next thing. He has lined up 2 specialists to the area. They cost 1,000 gold between the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So basically 500 each. The rat folk themselves, you're bringing 3 along. They are going to cost 600 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Each. The plot of land itself, I don't think I said, is 20,000 gold.
Let's make sure we profit.
Okay, we're at 23,900 gold in debt. Yep.
Pretty much.
Well, we can pretty much pay off the off amount, so we're at a 20k deficit.
Yeah, I'll take it from the balance.
He assures you that the druid will be able to provide good berries, likely with no issues, to basically everyone in the group. But if they do that, they're pretty much going to be a non-combatant. And indeed, both of the experts, quote-unquote, are non-combatants.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine we're the combatants for the most part. We've got the workers and the specialists. The rat folk would be the only other combatants I'd ask for, really.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
all
it's
it is.
just I was just about to say at 600 gold apiece, the rat folk better be combatant.
Yeah. Well, we know that.
Kives,
They'll stick with us.
which is one of the people you requested, will be distracted with training up the Crenshaw.
That's okay. We did know that.
Is it Crenshaw?
Should we?
Yeah,
Should we get a
must.
different one? Since
No.
he's not going to be talking.
No, because he'll be like he's not indispensed the entire time. We can still make use of him. Just the majority of his actions will be revolved around that. But if we ask him to take time off of it, he should, if it's for a good reason. And we've still got Kif and who was the other one? Did we take
Skarg.
Skarg? Yeah,
Yes.
we did get Skarg then.
Mhm.
Cool. So yeah, we've got Skarg, Kif, and what's his name again?
Skarg, Calf, and Kives.
Kives. That's
Kif,
it.
Kives, Skarg. Yep.
And we got, let's check. We got Hans and Friends, Gary, Larry, Perry, and Solomon, too.
So you're going to be in charge of copy and pasting all of your tokens for skeletons. I can do it, but I'll probably forget it.
On that note, before we leave, you see me walk down from above, and I have another new outfit on.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird getting
goddamn.
out.
Grim, can you delete the token tied to my page and just let it be whatever the avatar?
Oh, we can probably delete the Hive Mother too now. Seeing as we've disposed of her. I assume the
forgot
chaff
the milk.
storage for now.
How
Because
do
we
you
can sell
forget
that
the
later if we need
creamer?
to.
I don't
Who's
drink my
gonna go
coffee.
there to signify Parliament?
I have taken a couple of pounds of chitin, and over
What
the
should we
spare
name the
time,
High
I'm
Lord?
crafting a mask.
The Discord thing that says 3 filled 4, 2 saves later, then the cleric gives you this look, is basically what I look like now. Just looking at all of you behind a mask of disappointment. No, I have a new token. You can see it in the bottom left if you have your people tokens enabled.
I don't think I do. Oh, yes, I do.
Right next to guts.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should see if I can swap out the lenses, because the item is a necklace, but I asked for a mask for the look. Probably swap out the lenses eventually, and see if I get night vision lenses in those. Oh, I'm gonna make a plague doctor environment suit.
All right, I'm back.
Wait, Grim, can you
Yes.
delete the token tied to my page and just let it be the avatar?
Yes. Can't you do that?
I can't edit the token. I edit the page and stuff, I can't actually edit whatever token you set it to.
Really? How strange.
Right?
All right, done.
And then show off my new token, please. Shift C.
Very nice.
Oh, not twice. Okay, well,
Very fashionable.
because I will want to save this as your new token.
How do you make it so it comes up like that? What do you have to press?
It's Z.
Shift Z.
Shift Z.
The Shift Z for the DM to do it. I think it's just Z if everyone knows to look at tokens we can click.
Shift Z. Okay, thank you.
Beats me. Okay.
Yeah, Tadpole for you is just Z. Shift Z is the GM one.
Yeah, well, I DM a game on Friday, and I need to know.
Yeah, just look at the hotkeys. You can do a lot of stuff with the hotkeys.
Hotkeys. Okay. Is there anything else that anybody can conceivably think of that they need to purchase?
Coffee.
Huh? Coffee?
Coffee? Yeah.
Water wings,
Yeah.
What?
life jacket.
Those are all probably pretty important things.
So why I bought the ring of swimming for 300 gold or something.
It's only a flavor thing, but I used some chitin to make a mask.
I would like to go get new art.
Okay. So, after agreeing to the terms, Chol says, well, all right, we're fairly well set. For right now, it'll take a few hours for us to get things together. Why don't you meet us at the city gates in a while? We'll get our folks together. Any last minute shopping that needs to be done, feel free to take care of it at this point. With luck, our experts will be there by then as well. So this is pretty much the last time to get anything that we think we might need.
Let's go.
I kind of want to swap my lantern out for a lantern revealing. But I think I'm just being too meta at that point. All it does, it's a regular lantern, but anything in the light, if it's illusion, it goes away and it makes anything visible.
I don't think I really like that idea.
Oh, yeah, because if I use it on you, you're happy with it. Oh no, it's just invisible creatures. Invisible creatures' objects are visible as long as they're in the lantern's light. It's
Okay,
not
invisible.
the illusions.
Okay, so, all right. No one else can think of anything that they need, supplies or anything like that?
I just mentioned something. Since I got the mask variant, just like the filters kind of the enchantment, would I be able to pop the lenses out and put them something else in there?
Probably not.
Have to
Not
do it
without
myself.
tinkering, yeah, and more magical stuff. You know, if
Okay.
you alter the item, it, you know.
I was just gonna try to pop the lenses and make those night vision lenses.
100 pounds of salt.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
How
Okay.
much is that, anyways?
Don't worry about it. I figured I might cure some stuff along the way. But
I'm gonna
Okay.
look that up now. I want to know how much that is. A pound of salt is 5 copper, so that's 500 coppers. That's 5 gold. That is cheap.
That's a lot of salt.
Tadpole's never looked in Moria's cart.
We make our way to the city gates when it becomes time. We see the familiar rat folk sitting and talking with someone who looks very familiar.
Oh yeah, so Grim, I can't copy paste tokens apparently.
Okay, well,
Let's one of the GM me just for the sake of it. I can't do it.
I'll grab your folks over then.
Are those the specialists?
It's someone that we certainly recognize.
Coin, Janeon's new friend.
It's a Kuthric who happens to be covered in inlaid currency of all sorts of different kinds.
You mean a
Yeah, Zixchill, excuse me.
yeah.
He doesn't appear to notice you. He's basically deep in conversation with the rest of the group, and you see another Zixchill that you don't recognize before. Instead of sort of the hard materials that you've seen most Kuthric have, this one happens to be covered in different types of plant matter, moss, things of that nature.
I'm gonna move forward on the hive load of my undead retinue, and I'm gonna say gesture. Ah, Coin, nice to see you again.
I kind of give Coin a wave.
He turns and he sees you all. No, 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 no.
I just nod at him.
No. He turns to Kif and starts just going off on her in high Zixchill. So
What are they saying?
I know there's only one of you. I believe there's only one of you who can speak it. But he's basically ranting and raving. He's saying they can't be trusted. They attacked him once when he was out there. He is not happy. It's an outrage. Ridiculous. Inconceivable, even.
I go over.
I assume at some point he points at me during
There's
all
probably a
that.
lot of gesturing towards you.
I'm just saying, Coin, you have metal in your entire exoskeleton. A lightning bolt would have fried you. We shoved you out of the way.
He
I mean-
just sort of blusters.
Couldn't you have just seen it as a short holiday as well? Anyway, didn't you enjoy where you went?
Just pointing, just angrily now, spluttering. No coherent words are coming out of him in any language.
I give the rat folk a little background check as to why he's a bit disposed towards us or me.
They
So,
think it's hilarious. Look, well, like it or not, this is Kif to Coin. You've been hired. It's a little too late now. Your wife accepted the contract.
On that note, Kif and Kai's don't have the name.
Oh, well,
Skarg's fine though. He's Skarg.
man.
Sucks to suck.
Kif gonna be that rat waifu.
I think Moss is the waifu.
Oh, I don't think Coin's gonna be my waifu.
Oh, I thought you meant
I'm
because I
I'm
mentioned
talking
his
about
wife.
Janeon. Janeon
Okay.
needs a waifu.
Ugh.
I don't like any of them.
There is one of the Crenshaw along with Kives, as well as his 2 giant rats. But that's pretty much it. Irregardless, that's right, irregardless of the way you feel, we will be traveling with each other. These are our employers. You can get over it, or you can not get over it. He's angry, but long story short, he accepts. Moss turns to you all. So you have a little bit of history with my husband, I see.
Well, I mean, I did save him, not that he looks at it that way.
I wouldn't worry about him too much. He's a bit of a pansy when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, he was just in trouble of getting shot by a lightning bolt from a lizard person's mouth, and we kind of bandaged him out of the way.
I've heard the stories. Admittedly, they weren't told exactly like that, but they were close enough that I believe it. I've been told that this is your first time in the lead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see. Well, that will make things interesting. Believe it or not, Coin happens to be the expert of things of that nature. I'm more of the expert of things of a botanical nature. Coin, frankly, handles most other things. Were you given the location stone?
The what?
No.
I see. At this point, Kif speaks up and goes, yes, I have it for them. And she hands you a small, basically, well, palm-sized, smooth stone. This is a magical item. Basically, the way it works, something like a compass. You'll know when we get to the area where we've put our bid on, and it sort of leads you in the correct direction. If you have it, well, you won't get lost going out to a place. You'll know when you are at the place, and makes fairly well sense.
This would have been so useful when we got lost in the woods.
Who's going to be taking point in leading then?
I mean, I got the army. I might as well.
Alright, Adrian, you take the stone then.
So I want to ride a spider. Tadpole, you want to ride a spider? Actually,
Sure.
you're faster than a spider.
They're probably only big enough that, like, Tadpole and Janeon could. They're also not, like, fully trained.
Don't worry, Tadpole. It's just love taps.
I don't think I'd actually be able to ride them though, because don't forget I'm wearing like a lot of weaponry and
Oh, we could just have a skeleton carry Tadpole.
I want to ride the spider.
You're too big.
You definitely aren't riding the spider, Rick.
The spider can ride you though.
Just run and jump at the spider.
Okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
Kelly.
Spider would eat you.
Well, I will follow up at the back with Moria then.
Are you bringing the card or?
All right, well,
Yep.
hold on. We actually have a screen, very specifically
Oh god.
for figuring out.
Convoys.
Yes. But if you'll give me a moment to bring over little tokens of spiders.
I mean, like,
Ugh.
2x2 works.
Can-
because it's a donkey
can
with
we-
a cart, and it looks so ridiculously big.
The donkey right here.
Can we have, like, Janion's donkey, the lead horse?
I mean, we can, but that means I've got to take the stone if I'm at the front.
Well, when we move everyone back about like 15 feet, so we have room up front.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I keep switching to the same tab just over and over again. The exact same tab.
I'm done eating.
Okay. Well,
Well, I was thinking of being at the back because then we've got a vanguard as well.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to move this cart out. I'm talking Moira. The handcarts suck, but it's possible. When you get out of the city proper, you notice that all of the landscape sort of has a very stretched look to it, especially everything close to the city itself. It's a lot like if you took a blanket and stretched it over something and then put something heavy on top of it. Everything that would be on top on the surface is sort of stretched in towards the center of the city.
That note, obligatory.
And so when you're talking about what is card and everything, will it slow us down or will it just make going faster hard?
Both? It will slow you down. Because
how much does the cart weigh?
As you're walking on this, the ground itself is spongy. Very spongy and very wet. Moss speaks up. She casts some sort of spell. This is interesting. This is over water.
Oh.
This is plant matter we're walking on. It's plants that the city itself is standing on.
So at any point, the city might just sink into underwater.
I suppose it's possible, but honestly, at this point, it's fairly late in the day. I'm sure someone would be notified about it.
Well, nothing we can really do but press on, I guess.
Yes, but be very careful of where you step. I don't know how deep this goes, but it's deep. It all seems to be almost one network of plant life. Like from an out-of-character thing, if you think of like a man tree grove or whatever, it's like basically one huge tree that spreads across and forms like land from the roots and all that. Think that's going on.
How are the rest of the carts doing?
The hand carts.
Yeah, think larger wheelbarrows. I mean, it's possible to move them, but it is slow. For the sake of where we are, for the entire expedition, unless otherwise noted, all terrain is counted as difficult terrain.
Is there a what's the thing? What was I gonna fucking? Is there any like trees or other plant life besides like
tons of plant life? It's lush, it's green, it's like any swamp. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a swamp, but pretty heavy plant life, shrubs, bushes. It's living. It's not like a fantasy thing where everything's a dead tree of some sort. But again, everything's still spongy, and it looks like everything's built on this layer of who knows exactly what, this thick moss, perhaps. But yes, there are like other trees growing through that are different, other plants. Plenty of life. Tons of insects buzzing and all that. Getting way too close to your ears.
So it'll take about a week to get out there.
Yay.
That's moving.
A week to get back, so we have.
Yeah, that's moving at a fast pace.
Pretty much.
Have the spider skulk about. I'm gonna have the owl look up over.
Do we want the rat folk positioned any particular where?
Just have them be the rear guard for now, I think. Like at least like here-ish with the cards, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, but
the mid guard.
The mid guard, yeah. That's the middle rear.
I'm the rear.
Yeah. the slowest one of us all is in the back.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Hey, with Moria, I'm not the slowest, okay?
They generally tend to lag behind.
Oh, and here's the next question. Are you making some sort of effort to bring the wall along with you, or is the
No.
wall...
Still that house.
Okay.
No, wait.
All right.
Just in case anyone tries robbing our house, at least if they try and get in the treasury room, they're gonna be in for a nasty surprise.
Hey, there was all these hands in here. Oh god.
I also, yes, made sure to tell Reg that he really has to stay out of that room and lock that door before he left.
Yeah, we tell Reg that the wall might break off. If it's, does stuff, it's alive. And Dad, it will tear him apart. Don't go in that room. Keep the door.
Nick minute, fucking, it's gonna be Reg's best friend. We're gonna get back and he's gonna be like climbing on it, playing with it, rolling and doing handstands on it and stuff.
Well, anything for us?
What's that?
I mean, I'm kind of glad I got the mask lets me breathe in water, but I'm kind of sad I forgot to buy water breathing personally, but I'm... spell that out.
Should we head on then?
Yeah, let's
talking
start.
to us in character or out of character?
In.
As who?
As random
As this one.
company man at woman at number 1.
Oh man, yeah, sure, let's go, guys.
Yeah, Adrian, you're in the lead, remember?
Yeah, I know, let's go.
Yeah. So things are slow. You're used to setting a fairly quick pace. 3 miles an hour. It's typical walking speed. 24, 25 miles a day. You're managing to do about half of that. And it's an annoying journey, too. Again, there's lots of little things in the form of flying insects, things that like to get in your ears and in your eyes. Not much in the way of stinging things so far, which is thankful. It's not, a mosquito-ridden swamp at this point, but there are lots of unusual things. Moss is very interested by it all. She tends to stop and look and stays that way until she's, tapped out of her reverie or whatever and say, hey, we gotta go. But the journey itself is fairly uninteresting. It's just soggy. It's wet. There's a lot of trees around. There's a lot of plant life. Moss thinks it has still a potential to do bring a lot of profit, but at the same time, she's not entirely sure. It's all dependent on what is there when you get where you're going. You're seeing a lot of things that you're passing, but who knows? The entire journey, though, no issue. You set up watches similar to what you do normally, but nothing spooky, nothing scary. Lots of loud things, certainly bugs that you've never heard, frogs that you've never heard, and all that, but nothing crazy. And you make your way to where you're going. The stone in your hand, whomever happens to be holding the stone, begins to pulse gently. And you've arrived at your location. When we're setting up our campsite, this is an incredibly ugly map. And it might be hidden.
It's all black.
Hidden. Yeah, hold on.
It's night.
because swamp tiles are an incredibly ugly thing. So this is one place where we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. On tiles that look like this, we're going to be considering them as hard tiles. You know, this is a tile you can set up your tent on, you can worry about moving without any issues or anything. You're not going to fall through, you're not going to accidentally drown, or anything like that.
I see.
So basically, whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. I'm going to ask you where you're going to want to set up, and how you're going to want to set up.
Now, is this the camp map, or is this the map of the entire area?
This is the camp map at this point. This is not the map of the entire area.
Like here?
That will be,
Yeah.
you know,
One
much
of the
simpler.
bigger hard tacks, you know what I mean? One of these two places, maybe even here.
Yeah, I'd say here because there's more space open, but it's right on the edge.
You know, you're not given like the gigantic whatever tent that you may be used to folks having, but the workers themselves have 5 tents,
And they
Yeah.
share.
Can we move them over here?
and they share 2 to a person.
2 to a tent, you mean?
Yes, I have no idea what I said, but that's what I mean.
2 to a
2 tents to a person.
Sure.
That's what you said.
Okay. What are the rat folk? What are they saying?
They're looking for you to guidance. They'll set up where you want them to set up, is the thing.
Yeah. So they have them over here, so they're not all grouped
Yeah.
up. Hello, so this is water, right?
It is not necessarily water. It's, again, that sort of non-solid ground.
And with the light green is the kind of sticky one, though, right?
Again, it's just that sort of non-solid ground. It's
Okay,
not
but
necessarily...
Can I sink through here if I wanted to?
If you wanted to?
I reckon there's
Likely, like you could make a hole in the vegetation and try to get underneath it.
there.
I want to run some experiments in a second when we all settle down. And then whatever you guys want, if you have your own tents, I have my own magic.
I was
But,
thinking about doing that, but like
Actually,
over
yeah.
here somewhere.
Because I assume there's actual share a tent. Do they
I
need a
can
tent?
fit 9 creatures inside. Medium.
They do have a tent as well.
Oh, okay.
And they'll set up where you want. I'm just sort
check.
of one by
Oh.
one.
Adrian, why don't we all just stay in your hut then?
Yeah.
That can be the big.
We've got to
war
make
planning.
a camp for us.
We just have to enforce a strict 9 people only.
I want Conan close to...
You
That's
broke it.
fine. No, we're good. Never mind. We're good. Why are there 2 Conan last? Oh, tiny. Oh,
Yeah,
I have a
almost
thing for
forgot
tiny
that.
hut, I think.
And then our tiny hut can basically go anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can change that.
I mean, I can make it controlled by Adrian. Ta-da!
I was gonna make a purple orb, honestly.
You're gonna make a what?
Make a little circle.
I don't understand.
I was just gonna do this.
I still don't understand, but that's because I wasn't looking. Oh, okay.
Is that the fire, or is I was gonna
That's a fire.
put this like right here, maybe? So you can move that back if you wanted to.
Okay. All right, so everyone sets up their tent and all that, and we're sort of in a state of being prepared. It has taken us... Hold on.
Yeah.
It has taken us 8 days to go out to where we are right now. And what we look like when we are here, and again, this is a much simplified map because, whoa, after I did it, those tokens looked ugly. This is where we are right here. This is the 20 by 20 miles, which actually I am not sure if set correctly.
I'm sure we can imagine. It is rectangle by the looks.
Yeah. So we're set up, man. That's way off. This was a much bigger thing than I thought I set. They're here. They're sort of waiting for you to tell them what to do. There is lumber to chop at this point. That's the only thing people see right off the bat.
I was gonna start. Alright. Start cutting down lumber and trees. Try to leave like the ground area so we still have places to walk and everything, but strip everything else. Once the trees are down in the camp area and everything, start on mosses, firs, ferns, any kind of edible plant, any seed life, or try catch some of those frogs maybe as well, see if they're new species.
Oh shoot, I forgot to put anybody's token onto this before I...
I wanna look in the water, see if anything's cool down there.
I really think that if we're gonna find anything of value, it's gonna be.
You all
down.
doing stuff above the moss? You just see me fighting off like swamp atlantis underground.
Yeah, but like while we're looking for the big holes and everything like that, they can at least do the menial tasks, do the stripping of the land and everything in the null area.
Yeah.
And then once we find something good, then we can move camp to that area and work on that. We need to find some ruins or something.
You've just told them to do that, so we have things.
Exactly. So now we can start looking for bigger holes or experimenting with the ground like Adrian's doing, if that's what you want to do.
Good, now that we've caught up, I'm gonna go over... Where's my token?
Probably not on there.
I'm gonna go like over here. Long one. I'm gonna go like over here. I'm gonna look under the water.
Sure. It takes a little bit of an effort to make it so you can get your head down into the water. You know, you as spongy as it is for the most part, you know, you got to clear roots and things to get a hole big enough to do that. And you poke your head under, and there's just... Well, first of all, there's just this very dense, elaborate root system throughout the whole thing. But your visibility is limited to only inches in front of your face. It's a murky water. It's the kind of murky that you'd associate with like running water through like the Amazon or something. You know, it's a very dirty, very particle-rich water. It's not clean. It's not sitting. It is sitting, but it's still very like it was running. You know, things seem to be churned up. There's little bits of plant matter, dead animals or whatever floating through it. So it's a very thick soup, as it were.
I want to take out my expandable pole, and I want to extend it 10 feet and see if I hit the bottom.
You extend it somewhat far down, and you just hit roots. You can't get it down 10 feet at all. You could make an effort to do it, but it's going to take a while of chopping down through things. Somebody's going to have to build one of those watertight rings so they can bucket water out of there and all that.
Okay.
Can I find out once we start chopping down some lumber if we can even haul that lumber back because of the spongy nature of the ground? Can we do like a test to see if the wagons will even make it back if they're laden down?
I mean, the city's sitting on the same stuff. You're talking about weight-wise.
No, but the travel between where we're at and the city.
Yeah.
The cart, like the mule cart, was able to make it fine, loaded up as it were. It's slow because it's incredibly uneven ground. It sort of falls into sinkholes.
I just want to make sure it wasn't going to go falling through or something like that.
It does not seem like it's just going to go falling through.
Okay. All right.
You finish.
I'm just gonna start off my alarms.
How does those sound for orders for our company expedition?
I want to talk with Kef and see if he can think of any predators we'd have to worry about in a swampland like this. And I want if Moss has any ideas with that too, being the Jew.
Well, Kef sort of shrugs her shoulders. In my experience, there's predators everywhere in every single plane.
I wanted to ask Kef and Kives. I'm sorry.
Kives, yeah.
The Beastmaster.
Kives sort of echoes what I said. Of course there's going to be some sort of something out here. I can go around scouting and try to find signs of it. But that'll take time. I'm fairly confident on my own. But again, that's sort of up to you.
Well, we could let Kives stand camp and play guard and work on training his thing and send out Skarg or Kef. And then if anyone wanted to go out scouting with them, they could go do that. Adrian's doing his looking underground thing.
Yeah, I want to try to put an alarm under the water right there if I can, just extend that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not an issue.
And I'm looking up at the air. How is I don't know, it's a swampland. Is the air murky and foggy, or what's up with that visibility wise?
Visibility wise, it's fairly dark. The trees that are there extend fairly high up into the treetops, and they're sort of laden with this lichen, or this hanging moss. You see in pictures of these Louisiana swamps and all that.
Okay. My next step, if below's a murky death trap, I'm gonna climb a tree.
Eventually, because you got the magical item, you climb the tree, you get fairly high in it, and it's fairly clear outside on the top. You can't get obviously on the tippy top of a tree. Branches won't support you, but it just seems fine. It's sort of a overcastish day. And indeed, all of the days have been fairly overcastish. It seems like this is the natural light level of the plane from what you've seen in the past 8 days. But there's birds, there's insects on the top. Pretty much what you'd normally expect to find.
Okay, I want to see if I can see anything that would be of noteworthiness from my high perch. So perception check?
You can give me a perception for that one, yeah.
I want to do that. And just for the sake of it, the owl, because the owl has advantage. The owl got moss in its eyes, but I can see fine.
So you can see...
You almost saw the world.
Well...
I just see some blonde vampire show up with a weird ghost behind it, shouting about the Joestar. Another anime Grim doesn't know, I assume.
Probably.
We're gonna make you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You say that.
It's like a 90s manga. It's not that bad, actually. It's really over the top, kind of. design-wise.
That's an endorsement. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how bad some anime can
It's all right.
be, right? It's like the big thing at the moment.
So, you can see a couple of miles out, and things look pretty much the same. Like, there's no large breaks or anything in the forest. There could be something there, but there's not, like, clearings. You don't happen to see, this fantastic ruin rising out through the bottom or anything like that. Everything looks more or less the same.
No, there's a lot of trees at the top, a lot of birds and stuff on the top of the trees.
There's a fair amount of birds, yeah.
And they're only, like, between the trees, like, below the canopy.
Oh, sure. It's not limited just to, the tops.
Now, I just want to, since I'm Coin and all of them probably know this, I just want to ask, how much stuff do we have to make to break even, at least? So we need a goal in mind. What is worth what? What is worth most?
Well, the prices vary. This is Coin speaking to you, of what we can gather. Now, the last several times, wood's been coming to the city. Wood's always at a premium, but frankly, we've had a fair amount of it. My wife is looking around for special things. Luckily, or hopefully rather, we can find some sort of plants that would be useful in alchemy materials of some sort. Of course, sentient beings tend to bring in a lot of money, followed by, meats, non-sentient beings, things of that nature.
How much would any one of these birds be, by chance?
Well, it sort of depends on its purpose, what it looks like, but it could be a surprising much. You manage to catch a bird of paradise, as they're sometimes called, and you could make several hundred gold on one. But if it's just a common wren or something, you wouldn't make much.
I'm gonna look around at the birds flying about. They all look pretty kind of, they more like jungle birds than any kind of like extravagant jungle birds rather than swamp bird kind of thing going on.
Not particularly, not from what you see, just at a cursory look.
I'm going to do a scout around the perimeter, looking for signs of sentient life, footprints, things like that, or any large prints of any kind.
Chives.
So,
do I need the...
I'm gonna go put my jug on, but because Janeon can't really help with the whole scouting thing, seeing as he moves like slower than dog's balls. He's gonna be trying to look busy playing like overseer of the camp, guarding and guiding the civilians and stuff, what to do and what to chop down, what to leave.
Is that lichen worth anything? To like for mattresses and stuff like that?
Everything has some sort of price, even if it doesn't have a practical use that we know of right off. Someone will want it for something, is what you're told by Coin.
Yes, I shall be back shortly.
Okay. So there was a little bit of talk about sending people to scout.
Yeah.
So, Skarg's fairly decent at the scouting. Kives is... I don't know. I gotta take another look at Kives' sheets, honestly.
Well, he was scouting last shift. He's the scout. He's the Beastmaster dude. Like, he was the one going out and about, watching, capturing crews, like chasing after them and stuff.
Right. Kives is not terrible at it. Skarg is better.
Huh.
Is it a perception bonus? Is that what you're doing?
I'm going mostly by perception and by survival.
Oh, I have nature. I'm gonna take a quick glance around with the nature check. Do I notice anything that would pique my interest in the camp at all?
Not at the moment. You're doing a lot right now.
My head's going 360 looking around, just spazzing out.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a decent perception, so I'll go out and scout.
Okay.
You're pretty agile too, and can you teleport yet?
No, but I can dash without it being difficult terrain. So I can basically go 100, movement of 100 if I had to.
So we scan Skarg out this way. Maybe Kives can go this way but stay closer since he has all the hyenas to watch, you know? And maybe we just have Tadpole do a gradual search out this way.
If Kives is going out by himself, he would just take the giant rats with him, and he would leave the Crenshaw sort of, tied up at the camp.
Okay.
I can watch the Crenshaw.
Where are we gonna tell Kives?
Which I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna draw stuff. Red is Skarg. Skarg goes that way. I want to make green Kives with Beastmaster that way, and I kind of want Tadpole, maybe just like do a group thing, like all around here kind of thing, like just do the perimeter like they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, I can't draw it now. Way kind of thing.
As meaning, like, I was sort of thinking, who's gonna go out that way?
I mean, we could go that way. But we should have more people
Go.
to watch the place, honestly.
One that can watch the place. We'll have meetups. So
We don't know what to tell yet. As soon as we leave, the giant, weird, who the hell knows swamp thing monster is going to just show up.
and I will banish it to the Fae, giving you guys 6 seconds to get back to camp. 12 if I get 2 in a row.
I mean, yeah, you're the slowest one. I got on the freaking.
That's why I'm staying at camp, because I can't run back in a hurry.
I mean, you can always run the crew thing, honestly. But I'm basically writing a Rick and like 8 little Janeons at the moment. I'm the only one that should be allowed to go off with 1 or 2 people, probably.
Yeah, well, are you taking your army with you?
I'm saying the skeletons presumably have just basic equipment, if that's alright, and I have the Hive Lord that has more health than all of you.
Yeah,
Mind
so
you,
you can go out by yourself.
Hive Lord has 139 HP with his zombie bonuses, and it can't die because it's undead fortitude too now. That thing is gonna fuck people up.
Either that or Grim's just gonna be like, you know what, you guys have gotten pretty strong. I think you can take on a Tarask.
It kind of depends.
Realistically, no offense to you, Grim, anything you throw at us is gonna pale in comparison to the stuff I'm gonna throw at you.
So our
I
plan.
make my counters fun. I'm not fun deadly. I'm a deadly DM.
All right.
What do you think?
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
No.
So our
Wrong
plan
campaign.
is to send Skarg up to the north.
Yes.
Kives over to the east. Tadpole, where would you like to go? Would you like to sort of head up the middle here, or?
Yeah, I'll just go up the middle. It's fine.
Okay. And about how long would you like to scout out? Would you like to go until dark or so? It's probably midday-ish right about now.
Yeah, dark doesn't bother me because I've got night vision, so I don't care.
Okay.
I'll go until I get tired or I get hungry, or my dress gets too dirty.
Okay. The landscape as you're out scouting is more or less the same of what you've seen for the most part. You might think that it's a bit less dense, rather, with the plant foliage, but you're not entirely sure. Can I get a perception check from you while I run a perception check from the rest of the people scouting as well? So it'll be a moment before I check that out.
Oh, Adrian and Rick, were you going out?
Also a stealth check from you as well. And our fourth is from Skarg and from Skarg.
I'm gonna head this way off, probably 3 miles at most, with my entourage, Grim, if that's okay with you.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, you can run fast.
Check from Kives.
I think we can instantly assume that your guys instantly fails the stealth, considering you've got an army of undead.
I mean, the spiders can hide pretty well. I can hide pretty well. The
Oh, yeah, but there's
skeleton
no-
probably thinks, would a random creature that's never seen a moving undead just assume it's be a corpse?
Yeah, but there's
Probably
also,
not. It's the moving
There's
thing
also-
that.
yeah, it's moving, and there's a giant hive lord thing that looks threatening. Plus
Or
anything
tasty.
with some form of sentient life, or anything that the hive lord looks tasty to,
What
is
should
just
I should
gonna
do
fuck
when
our
we're in the
day up.
city? I should just make the Hive Lord invisible when I'm riding it, just for shits and giggles.
Adrian, perception, and if you're attempting to be stealthy, stealth.
Perception. I rolled a 13. The owl can see stuff too. The owl sees everything. And, yeah, I'll try stealth for me and the spiders. Corpse is gonna stealth mode. And the spiders are just climbing around being spiders. Yeah, and the skeletons are probably just being a bunch of bony idiots.
Yeah.
Let's just see what they have for the dex. Oh no, the spiders are like stealth opposite it through the woods apparently.
Those
You
are some
see them
high
moving
rolls.
cover to cover all tactically.
So we're gonna go down the line with things that we notice. Heading in the different directions. In Tadpole, as you're out scouting, there's just always something just slightly on the edge of your vision, you feel. When you turn your head around, you hear a plop. Some sort of large, wet sound. Large is not exactly it, but maybe something cat-sized or something going down into the water very quickly. You get the impression that you're being watched. You have no idea by what.
Okay. I will start to circle back towards where I think somebody else might be.
Like where the things were?
No, where another ally may be. I'm going to start heading that direction. Not trying to keep the same pace. Not trying to. I just don't want to be that far from where I think an ally might be in case of a problem.
Sure, you were, not very far out at all. Ran around here. So would you like to head north?
Yeah, north is fine.
Okay, towards Skarg? All right.
Yeah.
I was 372.
Reticle
Oh,
is
372. Why is it 372?
Adrian. Yours is pretty good. Let me also get a nature check from you.
Ooh, I have a 5 in that just because I'm so smart. Yeah.
You managed to find signs of something very large. Likely a predator of some sort, and a clumsy one at that. It's whatever it's going through, it's large enough that it doesn't care about what's around it. It's sort of, trees are knocked to the side, small trees, not like full trees. Branches broken. You can tell pretty much a path that whatever this thing has made. And it's a fairly fresh path. Likely within the last day.
Okay.
And I will mark where you were when you noticed this thing.
perception roll that shit to see what kind of marks it's leaving behind, man.
Kind of just.
Not that you heard me.
I just have a thing that I just have this thing. Would the nature check not cover that if I'm tracking it at this point? I'm pretty sure I'm just looking at his path.
I mean, kind of the nature of these things, you haven't necessarily seen them, so you can't, correlate to them. It's big. It's likely a predator of some sort being that big in this location, but, you couldn't identify it to a known animal, likely.
Oh, no,
Okay.
but, if it has giant claws, those are going to leave rend marks in the ground and on trees and stuff like
Okay,
that.
I got you. It does have large claws, but
It's another crew thick, but bigger.
no, it wouldn't be bigger. Probably about the same size.
Okay, who wants to see the giant bug battle? Anyone?
Bug war.
Okay.
But is that this black spot where we found it?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're
Is it kind of heading off where my track is going?
yeah, pretty much heading off. I don't want to make this one quite there. Whoops, that's not the right one. Whoops, no thanks. Headed off like this.
So basically, I'm following this exact path at this point.
If you want to.
I mean, the purple line here was the way I was going.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can change that.
I'll just follow after it at a slow pace.
Okay.
See if anything like eaten or like any prey is killed kind of thing. I don't want to see if it's eaten anything. If anything has like chew marks or whatever.
All right. So you continue on for a while. Not very long at all, probably about an hour or so, because I assume you were going out, about where your marker is, which is, 5 miles.
We see
And...
Discord ambience, by the way.
Huh?
Anyone wants to listen to some swamp ambience? I just posted some in Discord.
I'm good. And right about here, you hear a large crashing coming from imminently in front of you. Whatever this thing is, it's right there. The question is, do you want to go forward?
The owl goes forward.
Okay. The owl sees something interesting, or presumably interesting. Several things, as a matter of fact. We're going to go ahead and shift on to the map. We see a large tree towering above other trees. And it looks like, and of course this is sort of relayed information and all that, that there are hanged corpses on this large tree. And there's 2 large creatures down at the bottom. Bullets, if you know what they are, of course. You may not. But they're trying to sort of get up to the tree while at the same time keeping their distance. Like, the bodies are high, so they're trying to leap up at the bodies to get towards them, to get them down. But they're not having a lot of luck doing it. It's almost looking like the tree itself, as the bullet is leaping up towards the body, sort of jerks it up just a little bit so it's out of its range.
Does the tree try to eat it at all?
Is the tree trying to eat it? No.
The tree's not doing anything to the bullets, they're just fucking with them.
They're just Sorry. They're just messing around with it. But they are keeping their distance from the tree itself as well.
I don't even need to look up Bulay's stats. I know those things are fucking tank.
Yeah. Let's go kill one.
Oh yeah, definitely killable, but like, we need direct hit shit and stuff like that, because they're AC tank. Like, I'm pretty sure they've got higher AC than me.
5th edition, maybe not, maybe 3rd edition would. Everything's pretty nerfed in 5th edition.
Oof.
Oh god, Rick.
Oh god.
So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna examine the tree. I just want to look at it. The birds.
Well, I mean, are you coming closer to it, or what's going on?
Where am I at the moment? Am I off screen?
Right now, you're off screen because you're having your bird doing the scouting.
I wanted the bird to look at to fly a closer look at the corpses.
They look sort of nondescript, as if they've been in water for a long time, and sort of features are not exactly there.
Oh, so do I know what these are in the sake of it, or are we just out of character we know what they are? Kind
Like
of thing?
out of character, you know what they are. If you want to make, a nature check. Yeah, you pretty much know what they are. They
So,
certainly fit the bill about what they are.
Okay. I'm gonna.
And for the record, whoops,
Yeah.
this is right about here. Whoop, that's way too big.
I want to have the owl land on one of the bodies. Does
Okay.
the tree on any of the bodies do anything?
Sure does. When it touches it, it goes to land on it. It sort of jerks up. The entire branch moves at a pretty rapid thing, and it basically attacks it.
That bird's dead.
Bird's fucked.
I have to go recast that and when we get back to camp, I guess.
Like, did you not see the Whomping Willow a mile away?
Yeah, I know.
We
I know.
need
It's
to-
Whomping Willow.
Fuck up that tree.
Poor familiars, man. Like, that is a familiar's life, though. Hey, go test that.
That's why I have like spare spell components at this point. Oh, well, that's 10 goals, not that much, but still. Yeah. First thing I do get back to camp is get the familiar back. On the
Well, hold on.
marketplace-
Are you going
Oh.
back to camp? What are you doing?
If it just flattened the owl, I'm not gonna fight the tree. I can maybe fight one of those things at the moment, but not two of them. I'm gonna make my way back now.
Okay.
That's why I love D&D. How often do you get to hear, I'm going to fight a tree, and the person isn't drunk?
Well,
Or more accurately, I'm not going to fight that tree yet.
I'm not going to. Tadpole.
Yes.
Eventually, you make your way back to Skarg. He hasn't been doing... Or wait, let me check. The greatest job of stealthing around. I think maybe overconfidence has gotten the better of him. So you manage to find his tracks and follow him. You meet up with him not long after that. Hello. Have you been seeing these things?
What things? I think something might be following me, or
Yeah. I'm definitely Skarg is definitely getting that same feeling. We're surrounded almost. These little things are around us. They, they look a little bit like you, but very smooth and slimy.
so beautiful but smooth and slimy.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
All right.
I gotta admit, they've been making me nervous. I haven't gotten a real good look at any one of them. When I go to look, like they see me, then they just plop back into the water.
Okay, well then I'm going to call out in first in common, then in draconic, some type of greeting, or at least, show yourself, you slimy little scuzz bucket. As politely as I can.
All right.
Scuzzbucket's actually a term of affection for them.
Give me
Yeah.
a perception roll with advantage.
All right.
When you called out you received a lot of calls back. And you can tell that they were very, it was a call and response kind of thing. There's no language there, but, there's the croaking of frogs, very loudly, very close, and you can tell that it's to you.
Oh, God.
Okay. Was it both in common and in Draconic? They were just trying to communicate it some way?
Presumably.
All right.
There was nothing in common, nothing in Draconic, though.
Got it.
That you got back.
What are the 5 people called again?
Sahagwins?
No, those are the fish people. The player race for 5 people.
Bullywugs.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm going to pull out some rations and put it like on a stump or a broken twig or branch, and then back away.
We're also going to move over right here. And so if you would pull your token on somewhere, it doesn't particularly matter where.
Sure.
Not there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all
I
dark
can't see
again.
anything.
Yeah. I'm fixing. I hide things in the margins, so.
So you heard what I try to do a food offering.
Sure. About how far back do you drop back from where you set the food down?
Well, I'm pretty dang fast, so I'd say 25 feet, 30 feet.
Okay. So,
I take a small bite of it first so they know I can eat it, and then put it down.
All right, so you pop it down, 25 feet or so, right here-ish. And for a while, nothing happens, but the croaking around you gets much, much louder. And it's coming from all around you at this point as well. And eventually, a small sort of slimy hand reaches up from underneath the ground and grabs towards the ration and snatches it down. Then there's just like an explosion, a roiling of the water from underneath of it. You're not entirely sure why, but, a reasonable guess would be something's fighting over it.
This could be fun. Okay. I turn to my companion here. Scarg, thank you. Yeah. Any thoughts? What do you make of this?
Scarg isn't sure. I mean, like I said, I've seen little glimpses of them, and it's kind of obvious that they breathe under the water.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't really seem to be angry at us or anything like that.
No.
But
Well, why don't we try to lead them back to our camp or something?
yeah, we could do that. I mean, I guess we could leave some food every so often for them.
That's what I'm thinking.
I have a video for this.
All right. Well, let's do that then.
All right.
So you were not very far out when you encountered the strange creatures.
I tell Scarg, why don't you go ahead and let them know, from our company know, that I'm bringing back something so they can at least be prepared.
I should go ahead? All right, okay. I'm going to go then.
Yep.
And he sort of
So dash away all.
dashes his way as well as he can in rough terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So after Scarg sort of dashes away, you've been sort of setting these rations the entire time. Eventually, these sort of small frog-like creatures pop out, basically all around you.
Are they cutting off my escape?
They would be, yes. Like, they're definitely in a circle around you. They're sort of keeping their distance from you.
Okay, so as I continue to move back towards the camp, do they move with me, or are they blocking me off, not letting me go?
They would be blocking you off and not letting you go.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep approaching, going back.
I'm getting some weird feedback from somebody.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
420, it's you.
Is it me? Yeah, I was thinking it might be me.
You sound like you're almost playing like the theremin or whatever.
It might be my soft mute because I soft muted while I was out. Is it better now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it'll be my soft mute. Then I'll have to just use Discord mute when I need to.
There are two particularly large ones. One that comes from either side of you, basically surrounding you. And I will do the happy little Control Z so we can sort of see the tokens.
And I've got put my signal whistle in my mouth just in the event I need to start blowing away.
We're on the world map. If you're having a battle encounter.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Did you all see the tokens?
No.
Oh, okay.
Frog boys.
Okay.
I want the one with the crossbow.
The larger ones are equipped with pikes of some sort, and the smaller ones are actually equipped with... I have to look real quick. Just sort of a crude, like, short sword. The larger one in front of you comes fairly close to you, within 10 feet or so, and starts just sort of shouting at you in this croaking language that you don't understand at all.
Okay, I'm going to try to cry, fake cry, like a small little girl.
Okay.
Just trying to see what,
Let's get a deception roll on this
All right.
one. Okay. So it sort of turns to the rest of its companions, and again just sort of starts barking these orders or whatever. One of them comes close.
I'll hold my broom out, quivering.
Okay. Pulls something from its pack and sets it down, not super close to you, like it's not coming within reach of you, but it appears to be some sort of ration pack, made up of bugs, slime, and other strange things. You're not particularly disgusted by it, being a kobold.
Oh, no.
You've probably had worse.
You betcha.
But you realize it for what it is, though.
All right. I'm going to sniffle a bit and dry my tears and reach out with a quivering hand and take it and then smile as I take a bite.
Okay. The one in the lead starts to speak to you again, much softer this time, however. It's not just yelling at you, demanding anything from you. It's more or less talking to you at this point.
But I still don't understand it, though, right?
Correct.
All right, well, I guess I will pull out... another one of my rations. Actually, no, I'm going to pull out my cask of liquor, the one cask left, and pour a drink, and put it back.
Okay.
And have
Pour one
hand
out for the
the
boy.
drink.
And you're going to offer it to the largest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to make friends and maybe even try to arrange some type of a arrangement so he understands I'm willing to trade. And
All
so I
right.
hand him the drink and I hold up my hand like I want something in return.
So you hand it the drink. It takes it. It throws its heads back, throws the thing down its, large mouth, and then just shrieks. I'm sure you've seen videos of frogs. They shriek. And pretty much all of the other frogs drop back immediately and then drop into the swamp. They just dive in, and they're gone.
And the big guy too?
The big guy too.
Okay, well that was interesting. Can I do what's the word I'm looking for? What kind of a check? Where you look at see if they're lying, or an insight to see if I get an insight to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think happened here?
Your guess is that the alcohol was too much for it. When it drank it down like that, it burned it, and that was the natural reaction to the pain of,
Okay. Well, I'm going to take another glass and drink it myself, and so they know it's not harmful.
Mm-hmm.
And put another food packet out. I'm going to try to rebuild some, but we don't need to belabor this, but you just tell me if it works or not.
Sure. They see you drinking it, but they do not surface back again.
All right. Well, then I'm going to keep looking around.
You're looking for them? Or are
not
you
necessarily.
Heading back now?
How far away am I?
You're probably still... Bloop. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess I'll just head back because I better report back what I found out.
Okay. Give me a perception check on your way back.
Sure. I'm still reeling from the drink I took.
It was stronger than even you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure if you're being followed or not.
Okay.
If you are being followed, they're taking much more care.
That's fine.
When they're following you.
All right. So I'm just going to report back and then prepare the evening meal.
Sure. Skarg has made it back to the camp and has sort of gotten everyone's attention. There's some sort of creatures there. The little one, Tadpole, she is staying there. I think there might be a fight brewing.
No, they're fine. They just don't like alcohol. I tried to do some trading. I almost had them.
What?
But apparently the alcohol is a bit too much for them.
Oh, okay.
But I described what they look like. Did they actually have clothing on?
They did. Very crude, of course, but they were.
I understand,
clothed.
but that shows a sign of sentience.
Yeah, so there's some form of smart and civilized then, at least, and they at least somehow tried to bargain with you. I assume Tadpole fills in properly what happened.
Yeah, so I guess I'll prepare a meal and then try to put it take a portion of it and put it at the edge of the camp and keep an eye on it.
Okay. Any particular space at the edge of the camp, or
no,
just
far enough away?
around?
But I'm going to make sure I try to grab some grubs and local bugs and grubs and things like that I've been able to gather.
All right.
Wherever you chuck it, Adrian, do you want to slap another alarm down if you've got space for one?
Yeah, maybe. Am I back yet?
This point, yes, you would be arriving back. You did go a little farther out before you found the stuff. So at this point, Tadpole has already started cooking meals, presumably out of what they have brought.
Okay. Okay, is Kives back?
Kives is not back yet.
Tadpole.
So let me just...
just as a general rule, if you need spices, salts, and stuff like that, Morio's cart tends to have that. I keep it stocked. I take that out of my personal funds. That's why I'm like poor.
Where is your donkey?
I do have a steel mirror, a small steel mirror. I'm going to put that up there as well, like a gift.
They're not actually on the.
I see the kobold making a little shrine, and I ask what she's doing.
Yeah, I explain. I'm trying to rebuild some some. I think I scared him away with the alcohol.
But who?
All these big frog-like creatures of some kind. We're starting to get some kind of that. They speak a language that I don't understand. They don't speak Draconic or Common.
Food or slaves, do you think?
You see me reach into my pack, and I'm going to hand you 2 scrolls.
Okay.
They're scrolls of comprehend language.
Oh.
Tadpole.
Does that allow you to speak a different language as well, or just
It lets you just understand, like, the basic translation.
Okay.
It also lets you read the basics, too.
Or slaves.
Or if they speak, probably slaves. Oh, but I did find something odd myself. I'm presuming those corpses were from these frog people, then, at least. Were they? Amphibian in nature, Grim?
You didn't really get close enough to look.
Okay.
The owl did.
Yeah, the owl did touch one. The owl's got better eyes than I do.
It certainly seemed, again, like it was unfinished. It could have been a slimy sort of skin, or it just could have been, you know, weeks of hanging in a very wet environment.
Yeah. But we know we at least have a hanged tree off to the northeast. Presuming the tree didn't do it itself somehow. No one's asking about the tree doing it itself?
Well, I don't think you've explained to anyone about the tree yet.
Okay.
He's in the process of doing it.
Yeah, a little group huddle, especially with coin and moss.
Okay.
So I found 2 things. I have found some large predators. And if anyone's familiar with, you know, kind of compendium of entities throughout the plains, I believe they are at the least similar to bullets.
Very large predator. Typically found in very rocky environments, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Quite. 2 of them were jumping at a tree, trying to eat the corpses on the tree that were hung off of it. The tree wasn't letting them have it, though.
The tree wasn't.
The tree was moving. You know how you would, like, play with a cat kind of thing and they keep jumping at it? That's what the tree was doing with the bullets. And when the owl got close, it smashed it.
Moss speaks up. That's a very poor sign of things. If there are predatory plants, that means there's not likely to be as many predatory animals as around.
I'm not sure it was eating anything, because while I stayed, it was just playing with the bullets almost. They themselves didn't seem to be attacked. Anything that touched the corpses like the owl, though, was smashed. Should just be some weird outgrowth. The bullets seemed fine too. I don't think they were damaged. I followed one, and it was just rumbling through the foliage, easy to track. On that note, I'm gonna go recast my Find Familiar.
Well, that's likely a good place to start. The plant, of course, will have some sort of value, I'm sure. The creatures are likely doubly so. A thing like that.
How would we move a large... I guess we could take cutlings of it. You could try to grow one.
Exactly.
But, from that slam, it that was a very strong tree.
Well, again, ultimately, it's your all decision.
Sure. How much do I'm assuming we've had boulettes through the city before, or things similar enough to them. How much are those generally? A large pack animal, you can be fed meat and stuff, it looks like.
A couple thousand at least.
Okay. Over the dig, it looks like they kind of plopped around like everything else I see, it looks like. Probably the same size as my crew thick, honestly.
Either way, it's probably better to do that tomorrow. It's getting a bit late now.
Is it? I can't tell with the overcast.
It is.
I'm just assuming it would be starting to get dark by this time.
This is towards evening at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely into evening, rather.
Is Kives back after settling down for a bit?
Kives is not back.
I cast Sending. Kives, are you okay? We're all back at camp. It's been a few hours.
Yeah. I'm alright. Just got a little distracted, I suppose. There's a lot of little creatures around here.
When he gets back, I'll tell him of what we found.
Alright, and after you send the sending, he does come back.
And then I tell him about the boulettes and about the frog people we found, apparently.
Frog people, eh?
And boulettes, don't forget the boulettes. With the living tree that was playing with them.
Yeah, well... Gosh, a boulette's probably a little bit big to catch alive, with just the us of us. If you want my recommendation, I'd say kill them and... well, with the tree, I'll be damned. I wouldn't know what to do with the tree at all.
Do we have to do anything with it?
This is a good point. I suppose you don't.
I at least want to go see it.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can probably take the corpses down.
Take cuttings from the tree at least. Even if the whole thing's dead, probably save some of it. But on that note, is there any issue with we've been here for a few hours. Has those what they're called, the frog people showed up at all?
Yeah, has anything happened at camp while everyone's been out? Since me and Guts have been here.
No. The people have been working around the camp, working at felling logs. They've been gathering herbs and things like that under the direction of Moss. Coin hasn't been doing a lot as far as the manual labor side of things kind of go.
Long as he keeps everybody fed and watered, that's fine.
No, Moss is the druid. What does Coin do? Is he just the water?
Coin doesn't apply anything practical except for knowledge.
He's the knowledge and he's the architect.
Well, if we need... Don't forget what we originally got him for with Hambone. If we need something to do with construction or anything like that, then we talk to him.
Yeah, he's more sort of a generalized specialist as it comes to things.
So I want to mention to him, we seem to have a lot of both humanoids, sentient, and presumably predators that can come and chew from the wall. We seem to traverse there especially, even though it's murky. Would we be able to rig up something so we would have some sort of not defense and alarm besides my magic to see if anything would pop up on us?
An alarm against things coming at us from under the water?
So all I have is my magic down there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is Moss also covered in coins and shiny things?
No, she's covered in moss.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So their name is like based off of what they cover themselves.
Fairly closely, yeah.
I call myself people.
I have a question. Are the smaller frog things, how tall are they?
They're goblin sized. They're somewhere around 2 to 3 feet or so.
Okay. I tell my group, this is me, but then I use my hat of disguise and I change into looking like one of those frog guys.
Uh-huh.
You still can't speak them though.
No, I understand.
frog.
I understand. I'm just trying to not be too frightening. So I'll walk around camp. Hopefully the frogs see me.
Might work for something. Coin continues to answer the question. Chances are something like this is either nomadic. Well, there's been enough fruits and things that they've probably actually settled down. About how many of these things did you see when they popped out? Just an estimate.
Tadpole. Fogpole.
Does
Tadpole.
not
Oh, yeah.
remember.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll tell them what I saw. A dozen. A couple big ones and about a dozen small ones.
Likely that was part of their hunting party. They fed you bugs and some sort of slime, of course.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
But they fought over your rations.
Yeah, I think we might have something to trade here.
Indeed, if that's the route you wish to go. They shared their food with you, so likely they're fairly well off. So they don't need things; they're just interested in the new. They didn't have any, spoils of a hunt with them or anything, did they?
Not that I could tell. But that doesn't mean there wasn't something under the water.
Right, and they showed compassion for you when you were pretending to be a little girl. That's interesting as well. That's definitely the sign of sentient beings around here. When we're looking, we should, see where they are, see where they're coming from. Likely there's a fair amount of them somewhere.
Has anybody taken the mirror and the other food I put out?
No.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set an alarm in there just in case.
Okay.
What's the going rate for unbroken slaves?
Several hundred.
Amphibians?
Again, it sort of depends on their use, what they can do, carry, haul, what they're,
Do we have any waterborne sections of the city at all, besides the Druid's Paradise?
That are, completely submerged and catering
Talk about-
to? No, not
We should open a water park somewhere and just have a submerged block of the city.
A water park.
I'm not sure we
Just
have
make
use for amphibians, honestly.
Just make 100 decanters of endless water.
I'm surprised no one's done that at the moment, even how expensive it would be.
All
Even
right.
the wizard. Sorry.
We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break right now.
Okay.
And then we are going to jump back in. My kiddo needs me for something.
Okay.
Roger that.
So,
Okay for a minute.
He's a
All right. See you guys in a couple.
I assume we're gonna go chunk out the Harry Potter meme.
So I
Which
reckon,
one?
The Whomping Willow. We
I reckon
found a
chunk-
Whomping Willow.
Oh, I thought you said Harry Potter meme. I didn't think
Yeah,
you
it's
said
a Harry Potter meme. It's a Whomping Willow.
Potter.
I'm sure the Druids would pay good money for
The
that.
only meme means that what that tree's gonna.
Also, please see Discord for the piece of candy meme from Family Guy. We'll renew that with the Bullywogs. If these Bullywogs showed concern for the... Also, I'd like to note how hilarious it is we're dealing with frog people with a kobold named Tadpole. Can I just say that real quick?
yeah, I noticed that. But tomorrow should we go check out the tree and see if we can take out a bule or two?
Yeah. I want to keep them alive, but where would we feed them, honestly? Unless we
Yeah,
herd them.
I don't think
The raptor.
with our resources we're going to be able to like Kive said, we should just kill them, get what we can off
And
of
the
them.
hunters, the massive predators. According to the Monsters Manual, they love eating halflings. A boulette is never happier than when chasing a plump halfling across an open field.
We can use that. Because both of you guys can make yourself look like shit.
I do notice one thing though. This plane has creatures that can jump, and they have things that can breathe underwater. We're in Fogland. We got bullywugs. The boulettes can literally leap too. Presumably they're amphibious in this case, because there's no ground for them to burrow in. So there's some sort of amphibious boulette, I assume.
Who knows?
We've come to the land of the frogs. Everything here is a frog. The trees are frogs. We're on top of a giant frog.
It's a creation story I can get behind.
The land is just one giant frog, like the turtle lion from Avatar.
Existence is the croak of a frog.
Remind me next time, if we even don't make a profit off this, we need to buy tongues. Just so we can speak to people that have obscure languages like fucking bullywog. Holy shit. It is not a ritual though. That's the only issue. It's a 3rd level spell. It takes an action to cut. It lasts an hour. It's not a ritual though.
So do we leave Ratfoot behind as guards for tomorrow and then whole party go out?
I think we should move the caravan a bit with us, honestly.
Oh, you can, but it'll be packing up and it'll take time and make noises.
Fair enough.
Like there's
Not
no
that far away.
stealth. What's that?
I'll
Yeah,
leave a
it's not that-
scroll of comprehension for the rat folk to use.
How many do you have?
About like 5 off of fucking what's his name? Hambones Wizard. That dude. What's his name? Guts.
Yes, what?
What spells did you take for level 6?
A fear.
You couldn't have taken a charm spell? Goddamn.
The fear gotten a bunch of people.
I think we maybe
imagine
charm
a skeleton not being able to spook people.
That would be embarrassing.
Aye.
I do have Speak with Dead, though.
So do I. Seems like I could take it because it was a necromancer spell and it was kind of adjacent to what I want to do.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. This one, actually, the way I get it through a college feature.
So what I'm going to do is any major enemies we have, any lieutenants or big people that we want information from, I'm going to chop their head off when we kill them and put their head in a preservation jar and just keep it alive whenever we need to talk. On that note, I still have that ogre's head if anyone wants to talk to him.
Wait, repeat that? I didn't hear it.
You know that those ogres we killed, the big one that was like Hambone's brother?
Yeah.
I still have his head preserved in my backpack.
What's it do?
You
Or
preserve-
is it just a hat? Oh, head. His head, that's
Yeah, in
right.
case you want to talk with him at all for any reason.
Yeah, I can talk with them. I don't know about what, but maybe he makes good comments.
Just have
So,
a little
bro.
heart to heart. Get to know him.
Okay, I'm back. I wish we had like a bunch of like small glass beads or some trinkets that we could trade for like fish or something like that.
We should have thought of that.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah.
We have food and spices. Maybe they'll like some of the stuff we have.
Yeah, but if we're trading, because I think if they could bring us a bunch of fish, but if we're giving away food, that's going to not be a big profit gain.
I have an idea that could be an issue if predators show up. Why don't we make a big feast kind of thing with the rat folk always did and make the whole swamp smell like food? The thing is, we'd have to deal with probably the bullets and other predators too.
Yeah.
Well, I think combining those smells probably wouldn't be. It would just make it smell like shit. Like how you if you try and cover up smell of shit with like perfume, it's just gonna smell like perfume and shit.
Yep, everyone's gone, bro. No one's here.
I think we're going to go through the Whomping Willow first, bring some of the people with us.
Yeah, after the next night.
Yeah, I'll go with you guys to the tree. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check.
I reckon we should all go because we can
Yep,
leave
I
the
agree.
rats as
Are we all
guards.
back? Is Rick back here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. So first thing in the morning, we think we want to head back to the tree.
Oh, does Coin or Moss have any kind of long-range communication?
No.
And none of the
I am the
rats?
radio.
Yeah. That's all good as long as we've got a radio, but I was thinking we need a way for them to be able to contact us.
Would you like to bring anyone else with you?
I wanted to bring Moss with me to look at the tree.
Okay. Would you like
That's
to
what
bring?
I want guarding the place. I'm gonna
Didn't
give.
Keith say though that her expertise was botanical?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're bringing the druid to see the living tree. The moving tree.
I say we
Bring
leave
both of them.
the rats and Zush behind us. We won't have enough
I was
guards.
gonna say, what has Zush been doing? She just been eating moss this entire time?
I kind of forgot about Zeus. She's been, sitting around.
Food and stuff is. She does Zush things. She's
Let's
a
bring
proxy
Zush.
party member, so she doesn't have to do labor work.
She does. She's the princess.
Let's bring Zush with us.
Alright.
We'll bring Zush,
Wait.
bring Moss. I give Tadpole 2 of the scrolls I never used to comprehend language. I'm gonna leave one with the rat folk in case the bullywogs show up.
I would leave all of the rat folk in case bullywogs or anyone show up. I mean, one of them's strong enough, but all three of them will keep an eye on the camp pretty decently.
Make sure you check for any plopping sounds, any dripping, any movement in the moss below, and just generally keep the people within earshot. You know how to do it.
So we are leaving all three of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And my alarms, I'm going to reinforce. If there's any issue, just run into the alarms.
We're bringing
I
Zeus,
will.
and we are bringing Moss.
And I will leave Miria behind.
I really lucked out forgetting to bring water breathing. Imagine if we all could breathe underwater, not just
That'd be
me.
pretty nice.
That'd be pretty sweet.
It'd be something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we go a little bit further to where the strange
Janeon's
tree
already at the
was.
tree, oh no. Janeon, get away from the tree.
Yes, we would be approaching from the south.
You know who would really like this tree?
So,
Walden.
Walden. Walden and Wally.
oh, the bullet's dead.
They are not around. And
Okay.
presumably,
Can we see which way they
okay.
went?
Well, let's start from the beginning. How are we going at this? Are we attempting to stealth our way to it, Are we just
No.
walking there,
We're
or
walking there. If the bullywugs show up, we can talk to them. If any other predators show up, we can net them, kind of thing. And by net, I mean push to the ground and kick till they're unconscious. Like a stomp pile. But if the bullywugs show up, we can talk to them.
all right? Everybody else is
Hey, Guts, you coming with us, right? Assumingly, we're all going.
presumably
So-
the entire party's going, right?
Yeah, play some happy music. I know
All
it's gonna
right.
be an
Any
issue.
requests? I'll take some requests.
I know it's gonna be an issue since all you know is the depressing stuff, but
Yes, but okay. Well, I'll take requests. Anyone want
Yep.
me to play a song specific?
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Let's do it.
Are you bringing any of your creatures and stuff with you, Janeon?
No, I'm leaving.
Adrian, sorry.
I kind of need to keep the skeletons at arm's length, and the spiders kind of aren't fully trained yet. So yeah, I'll just be riding my stuff. Oh, I'm gonna stuff the skeletons in my bag of holding. Actually.
Okay.
So you just see a conga line of skeletons dancing inside a bag going down. I'm gonna put them on my side, and I'm just gonna leave them in there until they're needed. I'll be riding the bug though. It shouldn't be that out of place. And I'll have the spiders be stealthing up in the trees, being Spider-Man.
Got a bag of skeletons. Why have we never put Guts in the bag of skeletons? Guts doesn't need to breathe.
Oh my gosh.
I can go in the bag of skeletons. I'll just sleep in there next night, actually.
You can't sleep in the
Skeletons, the
bag.
Guts backup
I can
dancers.
sleep in the bag.
No, you can't. There's like only a small amount of oxygen in there.
Did we not go over the fact I have oxygen?
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
All right, so we approach the tree, and there's no signs of the bullets being there now. There's plenty of signs that they were here. Not in the form of corpses or anything like that, but the fact that most of the area is torn up a lot. You can see without any problems that there are two trails that lead sort of to the northwest. It's not a stretch at all to think that these two bullets made these trails, because, you know, there's just a line of broken everything the entire way down.
Okay. I don't suppose the only rituals are masked to speak with plants. I know that's a thing. I wouldn't take up any spell slots either.
Well, before we get to any of that, I want everyone to roll a perception check.
Owl, don't fail me. The owl has not failed me. It is 23. Because it has advantage.
Excuse me, I need one from... So you get close to the tree, very close, you know, as close as you are, and then suddenly you realize that this tree smells delicious. Just absolutely amazing.
Now, does that affect me breathing a separate breathing supply?
Sure does.
Even with, would I have advantage on the resistances, or is it just it smells nice? Like, are we being magicked, or
You're not sure at this point. I mean, you smell it being delicious.
okay, it just smells nice. It's like a gum tree kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like forcing him to want to eat it or get close to it or anything.
Like, there's, you know, a curiosity there, but it's not like you're being driven to want to go to it, you know.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go up and
Sweet
lick it.
home Alabama.
Goodbye.
No one touched the tree. It packs a punch.
was gonna say, I hope that's a joke, Tadpole. You do know that thing's gonna like half health you, right?
I had no idea.
Can I throw a stick at it?
You sure can.
Yeah, Tadpole, don't go near it. Remember how Adrian came back without his owl and had to remake it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he said there was a reason for that, remember?
Are you going to throw your stick at the trunks, the branches, the corpses? What?
Probably like the middle of the trunk area.
Okay. You toss it towards the trunk, and there's almost a shift from the tree. It looks like it was just sort of being there, but now you're getting the sensation that it's focused on the direction that the stick was thrown from. Like, it's a tree, but in effect you get the feeling that it just turned and looked in the direction where whatever, hit it.
I go over there, and then can I try and throw one of my boomerangs to cut down one of the bodies?
You can attempt to, anyways.
But
Well, I was thinking I've got a boomerang, so I can legitimately just stand there and
Keep
chuck
on
away.
chucking until it chucks.
Yeah, chuck away till it slaps down that rope.
Well, roll me an attack.
Just in case I hit the tree itself or something.
deflected.
Well, we'll see.
The tree throws the boomerang back.
With an 11 towards damage, you would sever the rope fairly easily, and this corpse thing, would just sort of fall to the ground. And again, you get this sensation of everything shifting, and now the tree is moving, just sort of swaying in the breeze, as it were, although there's no breeze. It and the corpses are all just sort of rocking back and forth now.
I'm gonna shoot.
No, I don't like the sound of.
I'm gonna shoot the
In
tree
that
trunk with my
case-
bow.
I'm also going to use my grappling hook rope to hook and pull the body.
I can get
To
the
me.
body if you want me to. I have unseen
Can I-
servants.
Oh yeah, true. Or you can do that, yeah.
More time though if you want. What do you want to do?
Well, Unseen Servants is a spell slot, isn't it?
No, it's a ritual.
It does not
Well, no.
pierce into the
No.
bark. It sort of hits it, and then it sort of just clatters to the ground.
Don't worry about 10 minutes to
Okay.
cast or anything. I'll just drag it out. That's like 30 seconds.
What?
So I drag the body and bring it back over to the party for examinations.
Sure.
I snap my gloves like a surgeon ready to go into there. I'm gonna take a look at the body. What am I rolling?
What's it look like for a start? Like, can you tell any race or
Hold
anything?
on. So you get this thing down, you get it in your possession, and then you realize very quickly that it's this body that smells delicious. The smell is not coming from the tree itself. The smell is coming from this thing right here.
Obligatory.
Your stomach grumbles.
Obligatory detect magic.
And even if normally this is something, a corpse would turn your stomach, doesn't.
I mean, not the goblin. Just
Sure,
saying.
yeah.
And see, I don't think that would work for Janeon. Janeon eats on.
Janeon was already looking at it like a meal, like a snack before it, was smelling all nice and shit.
Both Janeon and Tadpole are the exceptions to the rule here.
Zush.
Zush as well, yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't imagine Zush would eat rotten meats and stuff like that.
But these
Like,
last
should-
time, no, we haven't even looked at it. It couldn't even be a corpse, maybe.
She'd probably deal with what she gets. But anyway, as you've got it closer in your possession and you're sort of going over it, it's just wrong. This is not a thing. That's a person. It's
a shape.
Exactly. You cut into it looking to, find out whatever.
Is it magic at all?
Is it magic? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Magic?
Not like... It's like magical creature magic, you kind of get a cacophony of things, It's not like an enchantment has been placed upon this thing.
Would
It's
it be...
natural magic.
Yeah. So
I can touch it with... If it's not like magically imbued object or something like that, if it's just a thing, I'm not sure I can anything to identify, but I can maybe see what's affecting it too, if it's more creature oriented.
Is it a fruit?
Yeah, some weird
I
corpse
bet it's
tree
a type of
fruit.
fruit.
I think you might be right.
Nature.
So yeah, what happens when we cut into it then?
21.
So it's sort of filled with this fleshy pulp. I don't know if anybody has ever had a pawpaw before, but it's sort of a consistency of like custard all the way through it. There are seeds inside of it as well.
Grab those.
I'm getting
Sort
ready.
of large, fist-sized, black, smooth seeds.
I hand
I'm
one
getting
over
ready
to
for the saving throw,
Take-
but Janeon takes a bite
Of the
Yes.
seed or of the pulpy?
of the flesh pulp stuff.
It tastes pretty good. It's
No
sort
adverse
of
effects.
indescribable, sort of fleshy, sort of custardy in texture. It's a very strange thing. It's definitely a smooth. Maybe if somebody made a person smoothie or something.
I may make a
Ooh,
hypothesis. A educated guess. This
Wow.
is a corpse tree. The thing kills things trying to get the food, and it thus fertilizes itself with the rotting bodies.
Oh, it's a very good tree then. I haven't killed over yet, and it tastes pretty good.
of course you'd say that.
Coin.
I mean,
moss.
I'm not even meaning like good by goblin standards. Like, I mean, I would use it with a nice dessert and a souffle or something if it doesn't, kill me.
Yeah, there's sort of a definite component of like a raw meat to it, but it's not like a terrible raw meat. Think like, just a raw steak type deal.
Sushi.
In smoothie
Oh,
form.
Use
okay.
it in a pot.
I thought you meant it was more like a fruit taste, like a custardy taste.
Custardy texture.
Okay.
Like, consistency.
Oh, well, it might make a good stew then. I mean, it would gel up
If
nicely.
we can grow these and harvest these would be a nice cannibal substitute.
Why don't we destroy the tree and harvest the corpses?
We can just take shoot them down and grapple them close so we can keep having it grow stuff while we're here.
Why don't we just shoot the tree with bows and arrows until it's destroyed?
Because
It's a
it
tree.
can keep growing stuff, and it can also attract other predators here, things coming here to eat. It's a nice
I bet
landmark.
it's like a source of something. I bet things do come here to like
Yeah,
forage.
it's like a nice landmark.
So what do we care?
We can use it to capture other creatures to make more money off of.
And we're still here for 2 weeks. We don't know how quickly these fruit things, body things grow. They might grow really, really fast.
I want
Does
to
it
grab.
look
I
like
mean,
any of
we
them have
also
been
don't know
ripped
what-
off already? Growing back? Or are there new ones growing, looks like?
What you can see is there are a couple of what looks like hanging ropes that do not have any of the corpses from them, but there doesn't appear to be anything like a new growth or anything like that.
Do remember that everything here can jump a lot.
How many corpses or
What
body
if?
fruit up there
Look, let's just
that look about this size? Because we know this should be a ripish size, so we'll say about this size. Anything smaller?
There's probably. Well, not probably. I mean, you guys can count low numbers fairly well, I presume. But there's 18 corpses on there, and like if you're looking for an exact size thing, there's 6 or so that are the exact same size. Some are bigger, some are smaller though.
Yeah, I'm only worried about like this size and bigger, because smaller might be, not ready. So we can leave
Now,
that.
none of them are really small by, they're all sort of like quote unquote medium creature size. They're not like
Okay.
goblinoid in size or, bullywug in size.
Oh, we
For
should
a
go
random
to-
example.
Okay.
Well, we can get them on the way back. Did we want to go check, see if we can find these?
I would
These
like
things.
to ask the expert's opinion. Hey, Moss.
So Moss sort of pokes around and prods around. I'm not entirely sure. As you said, there's 2 theories about it. Either this thing is a fruit in its entirety, and it happens to make it look like something delicious for other people to eat, and then it kills its prey, presumably buries it under its roots or something like that. The fruit is what fruit is taken off of it is then eaten, and that's how it germinates and spreads. Or it's something that catches things. It eventually turns it into whatever incubation pod for its own seeds, and then spreads them in some other way.
I wonder how many seeds are in this one.
If you spend a fair amount of time rooting through it, you found about 10.
Just take all 10. I'm gonna preserve them just in case they rot, and I'm gonna hand them off to the skeletons.
All right.
I'm gonna take some of the flesh
Mm-hmm.
and put it off to the side, and hopefully look for any bullywugs or whatever they are. See if that attracts them. Like take a hand from the corpse.
Okay. And while you're dealing with the body, in quote unquote body,
The tree's just looking over at us.
no, but I want to describe a little bit sort of the way it works. It's like the skin is, the outer skin of something. So while the inside is very smooth and soft, the I'm grossing myself out a little bit as I'm describing it. Like, if, you take a hand, the outer skin is like a bag, so it holds it fairly well. So, yeah, you could do that without too much issue.
Well, did we want any more down before we continue on, or we can get more when we come back past?
Let's take this one, and we'll come back for the rest later, I guess. Do we want to follow the bullets?
Yeah, let's see where they go for now.
All right.
Does the tree like the music at all? Does it react, or is it just more like tremor sense based?
It doesn't seem to be reacting to the music at all.
Too bad we don't have a wizard to fly a car into it.
I mean, give me a level or 2.
Just make a magic carpet.
I think more of a flying broom kind of thing. Those are uncommon, I think. I want to change the broom to something else, like a flying greatsword. We can have the Rick do that. Might be a bit sharp on the legs.
All right, so we're following after the bullets. Correct. Are we
Yes.
sneaking after the bullets, or are we following after the bullets?
Going after the book.
I don't think we'll be able to sneak with difficult terrain. We're already at half speed.
Difficult terrain. I've got disadvantage at all times. We've got Scullymans and a big ass Kuthrix.
I mean, really, with the Kruther and the spiders and me probably just hopping between trees at this point, like Spider-Man.
Okay. As it turns out, they are not very far from the tree at all. What they are is they seem to have found what looks like a smaller version of the very same tree.
Oh.
They have knocked it down.
No.
And at this point, they have pretty well,
munched it.
eaten it.
The trees or the fruit?
Well, mostly the fruit. I mean, the tree certainly is knocked down.
Is it writhing in pain?
No. It's not writhing in anything. It
Just
does look
this wooden
damaged.
shriek.
Like, if you compare it to the full size, he's more like a sapling, or like, how big is it?
Definitely more like a sapling.
It could be-
The other one was huge in size.
Like a bucket or wheelbarrow kind of thing, or...
Like-
saying, could we move it?
Do
Yeah.
the bullets see us?
They seem to be preoccupied with their meal at the moment.
Well, that's a lot of meat on the hoof we could use.
They
Let's,
do look rather tender.
Let's take them out.
I will move closer slowly, riding my mount.
But hold on.
Now you have to fucking roll stuff.
You know what? I'm not even... Nobody was stealthing. This giant thing's coming up. They are definitely aware. So, roll initiative. Make sure to select your token first. Ugh.
Aww. At least the Crusade defense is so big if it gets hit. It's gonna have better initiative than I do. Oh god. Oh, okay, it's 6. Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
This a low initiative combat?
Move the skeletons on 1 initiative just for the sake of fucking turn order.
Look, I rolled a 1.
Skeletons are in my bag, so they're not on the field yet.
Correct. Has everybody rolled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so leading off with Tadpole. And Adrian, you're more sort of back here, as a matter of fact.
How tall is this tree that I'm standing next to?
Pretty large. Probably about 20 feet.
Okay. I'm
And
going
again,
to.
lots of branches. Think, Louisiana swamp trees.
Yeah, I hear you. Can I climb up it and still get a clear shot with my bow?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. And I will shoot twice with my bow.
Right or left, or it doesn't make a difference?
Doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
I'll the right one.
Okay.
And that's my
Both
turn.
hits, yes.
So I am in the tree.
Rick.
I will move just over here, and I'll make a ranged attack with my new javelin, doing this.
Yeah, I am afraid that is a miss.
That is a miss. But for my extra attack, I'll just throw a
Okay.
regular javelin.
Sapphire, Rick, you're very quiet.
And I'm afraid that is a miss as well.
Is that any better?
Much better.
Mm-hmm.
Janeon.
Okay. First I'll move there. And then I'll make boomerang at that one. Which I assume is a miss.
It is a miss, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And then I will do my second attack. The same.
Which is definitely hit.
Yep.
And that was the right one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Hans. Or they're actually still in the bag. So Guts.
Alright, so I'm going to move as far as I can.
15 sad feet.
No one rolled Zoosh.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe, give me a second, I can't move that far, so I believe I will be able to cast the spell I'd like, but let me check. Just barely. But I'm going to cut my hands around my mouth and cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Zoosh was spaced out for the first round, but she rolled a 22 on initiative for concurrent rounds.
Okay. And that is a wisdom save. Oh, well. 3d6 damage.
I really should have used my entangling shot on that boomerang.
Well, shit.
And it is off the screen, moving in distance.
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
All right, the owl. Anything? All right, that's a no. All right, so this one. Whoops, not the tree, the token. Moves way close, and it is done. The Hive Lord.
Oh, okay. A Hive Lord can only move 15 feet. And it's going to shoot the big boy.
Okay.
I think I have this set right. That misses.
That's a miss.
Then I am also going to shoot the big boy. God damn.
That's a miss.
Use all my rolls up finding the place.
So this one is going to come back. And that's about it.
Before you go next, do you want to reshuffle
Yes.
to allow for Zoosh? So you don't have to reorder it again.
Yep. All right, so Zoosh goes first.
Who's
Who would
running?
like to control Zoosh? Where shall I control Zoosh?
You can.
All right.
What is Zoosh class-wise?
Other. Closest to Barbarian.
Okay.
Let's see. 5, 10, And then she will chuck a javelin at this one. Which misses. Tadpole.
Okay, I'll take another 2 shots at this one.
Mm-hmm.
My bow.
Both hits.
Booyah.
Rick.
I will move forward a bit. And rage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just within 10 feet? Would I be able to hit with a weapon or with reach?
Yes.
And I shall take 2 melee attacks.
It is a miss. Oh, and a hit. All right. Janeon, this one that is closest is now bloodied.
Oosh. Alright, I will move closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's 10 feet, eh?
Yeah.
Damn it. I'll make another at the further goulet and have it charged with the entangling arrow.
Okay, that is a hit.
Just let me... This one. That shot? No. How do you make sense? Spells. I can't see the spell information. How have I done it before?
Oh, you've got it selected. Casting at level 1?
Ah, there. Yes.
Yeah. Bloop. Oh, but that doesn't roll the
I just
damage.
spammed it 12 times, didn't I? No.
No, just the once. All right, so 2d6 poison. And this was the furthest one?
Yeah, that one there.
All right.
And then I'll guess I'll leave it at that. I don't have another one.
Okay. Guts.
Dropping my shield.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Alright. I'm going to move. And does anyone no one needs a healing or anything, right?
No.
Nope.
I forgot about Hans.
How could you
I think
forget
I
about
have it.
Han?
No, I don't.
You need to outfit them all with bows so they can just be 6 attacks at range and just be a volley of arrows every turn.
You've got like a trombone or something coming through in the background for
It's great. I'm just picturing Guts doing it.
Phantasmal.
As for the phantasm or the construct, I would like it to be a cyclone of some sort that emanates from my hands.
Well, you know.
It's a dumb.
Just gonna take a wild guess and say that did so.
It may have. Okay.
Ooh!
All right, so 1d6 psychic on it. All right, Hans is in the bag. The owl is just an owl. Over to the Boulet's turn. It is going to jump into the air.
It's a goddamn Boulet with Dragoon levels.
15 feet back. It is going to go under the sort of ground cover. And it is going to flee.
You little bitch.
The Kuthrik.
Kuthik? Oh. Okay, Kuthik's gonna shoot the lefty one.
Okay.
Is that within range? 30
65?
on
No,
20.
I believe it's only 60 range.
It's 60, I have the wrong thing on then.
Do you have any concentrations gone?
Well then I shall summon the boys.
Okay.
The boys gamble out of the bag. And I will firebolt.
Oh, that's a hit.
And that one.
Sure. I figured.
Yeah. I regret bringing the boys there.
Alright, this one, noticing what has happened to its companion and that it has escaped, will do the exact same thing. It will jump 15 feet back, head under the cover, and then go
Take 6
40
damage.
away. And it will also take 2d6
wait.
damage.
40 away.
Huh? Pretty much.
40 away, you said.
40
Well,
away.
I'm pretty sure it takes 2d6 per, 10 feet it moves.
Is it?
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it takes
Okay, well then
2d6
it
slashing
does
damage.
only go 30 away, though. But
Oh, wait, no. 2d6 slashing damage on the first time it moves 1 foot or more. So, yeah, no, it is only one lot of 2d6, but yeah,
Okay.
it's reduced by 10.
Are they under the...
they are.
Don't let those fuckers escape, by the way. They've got my boomerangs.
Zoosh. There's not a ton that Zoosh can do. She can move 5, 10, 15, and then that's about it. She doesn't exactly see them to toss a javelin to. She can ineffectively toss a javelin, and I guess she would.
Then note, Rick, don't forget to go grab your javelin of lightning.
But it's at disadvantage. And
Yeah, that's just over the bush somewhere. I can get that back. I didn't lose that in them.
Tadpole.
Okay, so I can't see these guys, right? They're under the ground.
Correct.
No way to get to them.
Correct.
Okay, well then there's not a lot I can do. So
Correct.
yeah, I'm going to jump down and just dash and get over there. Maybe see if I can bring them back up.
Okay.
And when I dash, it's not difficult terrain because of my mobile feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to start jumping up and down on the ground.
Rick.
Can I take random javelin throws at where I think they might be?
You could, yeah. Disadvantage.
Yep. Both miss.
Both miss, I'm afraid. Janeon, you get the impression that your expensive javelin is just swimming away out of your reach.
Yeah. Well, I'll do the only thing I can and make 2 at disadvantage against that one.
Okay. Both miss, I'm
Both
afraid.
miss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guts.
Alright. Let's see.
If you can, preferably take this one down because that's got my +1 boomerang.
Which one I can't.
To the right.
That guy? Alright. 5, 10.
The silver one's okay to lose. It's not enchanted. It was just expensive because silver.
Alright, let me see if I can reach.
Oof.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Like I said before, I'll cut my hands around my mouth and like I'll do that weird little singing thing.
Get those trombones going in the background.
Yeah, I'll actually get a trombone. That should be the next instrument I get.
We'll let it happen. Okay, it takes 3d6 damage. And then it moves 40 feet away.
Oof.
Oh. Stop making it run away. That was the one with the boomerang or the left one with the boomerang?
They both have a boomerang in them, but that one was the
Goddamn.
one with the really expensive one.
Skeletons.
Go boom.
Present arms. Skeletons. Pew.
Okay, and the other one is going to...
No, my skeletons.
Okay, they can make...
They were presenting their arms in a firing line.
Alright.
I have to roll 6 crossbow shots now.
At disadvantage.
2?
It's 2 hits, yeah.
$20 damage.
Alright. And then the mound and the sort of waves underneath below it move 80 feet away as the thing does its best to escape.
And it takes 9 more damage as it runs. Does that kill it?
It does not.
Damn it.
That one wasn't even funny.
Oh,
So at this point, these things are pretty well gone.
Yes, it doesn't return.
So what would we like to do about this?
I'd like to play with the
cry
trees.
over my boomerangs.
I'm just gonna collect up everything I throw in that fight.
I did not wreck your ship.
Just out of curiosity, so I can keep up with them if I don't attack. I'm gonna try to keep up with them for just a little while, jumping up, down, trying to become a target. Especially to the one that has the more expensive boomerang. Does it work or not? If not, that's fine.
I'm afraid not. These things are very close to death. They, even if you're attempting target, their own survival is more important.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, without magic to keep them there.
Well, I've got something that could stop them if I could just get to them. I just can't get to them.
No, it's all good. It's the risk of running them.
Just can't get to them.
All right. So, after that's gone, and unfortunately you are 2 boomerangs down.
Yep.
Yep.
At least I didn't hit with my javelin of lightning that I legitimately just bought and used for the first time.
Exactly.
Ah, yes, but this also means that technically I can't use my special shots anymore.
Would they not also count on the arrows?
Well, no, I personally am not going to let myself, because we had to bend the rules to allow me to use them on the boomerang, so I'm going to say that I can only use those effects on boomerangs.
What about
I
other
know.
return type weapons?
Maybe if they were other return type weapons, but yeah, just because Grim bent those rules already for me. I'm happy. Like I know that I've always had that risk in the back of my mind when I've been playing with it, and I've always, from the second I asked Grim if I could do that with the boomerangs, I've had that in mind, that if those boomerangs ever got away, I would have to replace them.
Sure,
Well, yeah, you were going to anyway. And for a while there, you didn't have a short bow.
I really should have gotten about of returning.
All right, so
I need one now.
The combat is over. The things have escaped. We did a number on them. Now what? Everybody's left kind of...
We got a tree. Let's look at the tree. I want to look at the tree, man. Come on.
Yeah, let's pull something out of this, I guess, at least.
I guess I'm going to start scouting around, see if I can see anything else of interest. We're in an area that we haven't been before. Other tracks?
Not particularly. There are sort of tracks around. Some sort of prey animal is definitely around here. But nothing's fresh. Nothing's going to willingly stay in an area where there are 2 hungry bullets for long. As you may or may not be able to imagine. But you make your way bloop, bloop, back around to the tree. And of course we're not next to the tree, but or we go around scouting for a little bit more from our area.
Tree that got this one? I got lost.
Huh?
What about that tree that got knocked down?
No, I excuse me, I completely forgot about the tree that got knocked down. And I may have made that. No, I did. I made that GM layer anyway. Whoops.
Baby tree.
Yeah, just a baby tree.
A shrub.
But as you go closer to it and explore it, sure enough, all of these quote-unquote fruits that were with the tree have been eaten, except for about half of one. There's about half of one left. If you go rooting through it, you find 2 seeds. They're very small, underdeveloped, whereas the other ones were about the size of your fist. This one is just sort of the size of your thumb.
How salvageable is this tree?
It's in pretty rough shape. It's been bitten, it's been chewed on. We've established that it's somewhat capable of defending itself. It tried to defend itself and was unsuccessful.
I want to try to put some part, like if anything's torn off, I'm gonna try to like reattach it. Guts, can you help me? You want to heal the tree? Yeah. Guts. Hey.
Guts, you may be
buddy.
muted.
Hey. Bony friend.
I mean, you know, I'll be honest with you. Healing magic ain't gonna do much at this point.
That is moss.
You
can do anything.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna climb a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Because I should be able to get higher than most of them because I'm so tiny.
Right.
And try to look for any human habitation, smoke, trails, anything like that.
Let's see.
Climbs a
from
tree and the
where
tree
you
can-
are. Give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Dang it. I constantly do that. Whoops, that's... you can see about thus far around, and you do not particularly see anything very well, just giving things a close once over.
Okay. Just looking like for, smoke trails or anything like that, but nothing. Okay, no problem. Okay. Any clearings, big clearings or anything like that?
I'm afraid not. There is sort of a clearing that you can kind of see. It appears to be what was the bullet's path. Not when they were fleeing, but when they were coming to the tree.
Let's go investigate.
I kind of think it's good.
Yeah, it's just more the way they came, the way you came, where the tree was,
Okay.
There's nothing super spectacular about it.
Okay. Well, I suggest let's take half of these corpses that we can now back to the camp before something else comes and takes the rest of them. Because these might have value.
You're suggesting harvesting the larger tree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just making sure I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I hear you.
We can't really do it by boomerang now.
What's this? Oh, taking the fruit down.
Yeah, that's what Tadpole is suggesting.
I can take some. I mean, I've still got the bow.
I mean, I can throw a couple of javelins too.
So if I get close enough to the tree, does the tree try to attack me?
If you are getting close to the large tree, yes, the tree would sort of react. And you can kind of, knowing what you're looking for, sort of dart in and dart out without actually making me roll an attack. You know what I mean? But it does certainly... Now it's another matter if we're getting close and trying to do something with the tree.
Yeah, climbing the tree is not really an option.
No. Not a safe one anyways.
Yeah, well.
Well, should we just take a couple of pot shots with bows? Take a couple of fruit back?
Does anybody have, let's see, Bard, you don't have like that spell that has a little hand that goes up and does things, do you?
Mage hand?
Oh, yeah. Mage hand or Unseen Servant. Can Unseen Servant work vertically?
Not really, but we can still just cut them all down.
So no, summon the Unseen Servant in the tree branches and just have it hold on and fall down and use its weight. pull
we
it down.
trying just to get the
Servant
fruit,
gets killed
or
by the
I don't think there is any weight to an unseen servant.
no?
Well, they'd have some sort of force, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but Mage Hand, we could put a little dagger in his hand and have him cut down.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying if no one has Mage Hand, because I don't think Adrian has it.
Are we just worried about cutting the things down? Is that what we're doing?
Why don't we just kill the tree?
I'm going to, because we want the food from the tree, and you can grow
That's what I'm saying.
more.
Kill the tree, and then we'll get the corpses.
It can grow more.
Probably not by the time we finish before the shift.
Don't know
though.
how long it does. Still, it would still attract other creatures too. We're using it as a hotspot. And
Yeah,
they
we
can
won't.
see-
We won't strip everything off the tree. At
Well,
the
then why
moment.
don't we make camp here then? Why don't we move
For
camp
the
here?
same reason we're keeping it as a hotspot, because stuff's going to be attracted to it. We don't want the things rampaging, killing our people.
Okay. Well, then, are we going to camp here? I mean, it's like in the bushes type thing, or we're just gonna wait? What's gonna?
I hit the rope. Can I hit the rope with that?
Yeah.
You're all thinking too hard about this. Okay, rope's gone. Unseen servant eat it. Go eat it. Go steal that corpse. Drag it back.
So, we can sort of hand wave it if we're going about doing it like this. But, the question is, are we harvesting all the quote unquote fruit from the trees, or.
And then we'll just be the ones that look
You-
like the
you
ones
said
we
there
have
was
that's kind of ripe.
You said there was 18.
Yes.
How many?
Yes.
How many of them look like the
What
ripe
if we leave
ones?
5?
-1 now. -2, actually.
What if we leave 5?
That's fine.
Huh?
Yeah, we don't need to leave a bunch of them up there, but leave 3 or 4 or 5. That's still an attractant.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound agreeable to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if nothing else, we could always try and sell the seeds to the druid.
Exactly.
All right. So you managed to grab these fruits. I presume we're taking care of them, being careful not to rupture the skins or anything like that.
Yeah.
And all that. So we get them. We leave 5 of them up there, and we can get them back to camp. No problem. They smell delicious.
Have anybody eaten any of it yet?
I have. I've eaten quite a bit of one.
Okay.
Perception
anything-
checks from everyone, please.
Has anything untoward's happened to me from eating them from?
I mean, there may or may not be a correlation between that and you losing your boomerang. It's hard to tell. It could just be a bad luck tree.
18.
You're not entirely sure, but there actually could.
You never know.
I'm just like basically eating a full one now, just like depression eating. There goes 2,000 gold.
So Adrian, the creatures that have been described to you by Skarg and Tadpole, they are following you. They're keeping their distance.
Specifically, or
Probably not you specifically, but following the group.
they're trying to get my skeletons, those damn frogs. Okay. I'm going to say to Janeon and Goblin, cut me off a piece of the fruit. The one we opened already.
I mean, sure. And
I'm
carve
gonna
out
sell
a decent chunk.
I'm gonna get a stick, I'm gonna put it out, I'm gonna stick it down, and I'm going to let them see if they walk away.
Okay. As you all move on, eventually you do notice that the creatures come and investigate the thing that you've stuck on the stick. They start fighting over it, not resorting to weapons or anything like that, but they're definitely, punching and kicking and trying to get to it, and then they consume it, and then continue following.
How long do they follow?
How long do they follow you?
Yeah.
Like, how far? They'd follow you pretty much up to your camp.
You doing anything? You keep saying something, I think, Janie.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Your thing keeps turning on then.
I might have feedback or something. I'll disconnect and reconnect in a sec.
I have an idea, but I've got my fishing tackle in my bag of holding. I'm gonna try to catch a fish.
Mm-hmm.
And do I catch one?
Yes. We'll
Okay.
just hand wave that.
So I'm gonna pull one of my baskets or one of my sacks out of my bag of holding with my fish, and I'm gonna take just a small chunk of one of these fruit people and kind of go out to use and do the scroll of understanding languages.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna wait till I hopefully get these guys back to me again. Do they see me, I assume?
Give me one more time what you're doing. You're cutting.
Okay. Well, first I'm gonna take a couple pieces of the fruit,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna put a piece of fruit out and stand back, and hopefully one of them will come up at least.
How far is the rest of the group? Are we keeping our distance while Tadpole is doing this, or are we staying close?
I've gone back to camp.
Okay, so presumably, again, if you're sort of alone, they will sort of surface and
That's fine.
cautiously
Okay, so
approach
then I'm
you.
going to use the scroll of
Uh-huh.
understanding languages. I'm going to take the piece of a fish,
Mhm.
obviously put it in motion that I'm putting it in the sack, and then take the sack and take the little piece of meat, the fruit, and hand it to them. Trying to get them to understand if they fill up a sack full of fish, I'll give them a small piece of fruit. Do they understand basic? Because I can understand what they're saying. Am I able to communicate to them?
Let me give them an intelligence roll, and we'll see if they get it.
They're like caveman intellect.
Yeah. At least the larger one certainly seems to understand your gathering. He, again, sort of loud croakings and stuff to everyone around them. They don't quite go for fish, but they sort of pull everything that they have together food-wise and offer, a chunk. They see that you, in your possession, don't have, like, any equivalent amount or anything like that, so, they're not, like, offering you all of their food.
Yeah. But I'm trying to see what I can get out of one small cube of this fruit, not a big piece.
Mm-hmm. And, they'll give you the equivalent in, again, basically sort of this slime.
Oh, so they're not going to give me a full sack of fish then for a smaller piece?
No.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'll trade what I can, and then that's just an idea. Think, the old Indians, give them a glass bead for a...
Well, this is a thing that they know what the worth of is, though.
I didn't know if it's something that they sought after but could never get, type of thing.
Did you use the scroll at all, or
did not?
They staying around, or they just kind of, what are they doing?
Well, I mean, after the transaction is done, I get the impression that Tadpole left. They would at least disappear.
I'll go try to speak with them if I can cast my ritual.
So you weren't with Tadpole.
I thought
you
she
don't.
went off south when they showed up. I know they were there and we were baiting them back. I'm assuming.
Right, but I was under the impression that when Tadpole was doing this, everyone else was going on.
No, 'cause I thought they followed us back further. Okay. I wanted them. Whatever.
I'm back. Sorry,
I wish there was a way we could communicate with these things. They probably have a lot of information that we could use. You don't have a way of communicating back to them, do you?
No, I thought they came closer. I wanted them to come into the camp. Alright, what are we doing then?
Well, I guess just keep scouting, keep harvesting lumber, and keep scouting around for other things.
How many fruits did we get?
About 13, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
We said we were, yeah, because I believe we said we were leaving 5.
Yes.
Okay, I'm making a new entry in Swamp World in the party.
Swamp World. So, as you get back to camp, the rest of the party has been fairly busy. Basically just cutting down trees at this point. But, you know, they've done some work, done some clear cutting. They haven't been doing any processing of the lumber past that. You know, they haven't been trimming the branches off, yada, 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 or anything like that. They've just been focusing on felling the trees themselves. And
how many seeds did we get from the one we opened, the body fruit?
There were 10 in it, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Presumably these are how they get eaten, they spread out kind of thing, so we could have some Whomping Willows now. So the druids would pay well for Whomping Willows. What do you think, Moss? Would Whomping Willows sell well?
Them, I'd never seen them.
Yeah, what does Moss think about that if we could grow these trees?
Yeah, well, sure, they could be worth something. Again, something like this would need more study to determine whether this is how they catch their food and they do that to their food, or this is, in fact, a fruit. And that's kind of the big hinge. I mean, either way, it's worth something in the form of quote-unquote guard. You know, you plant one of those things, I don't think anything wants to get too close to it.
Yeah, I know. It's at least worth something.
Could be a cool new defense system for this.
All right. Well.
So, in terms of just them processing stuff, and maybe presumably the sweet body food would be a hit among selling it people who like food, I'm assuming. How much do you think we've gathered money-wise? In general, I'm talking to you, Grim. We can estimate that.
Like, if you talk to Coin, you know that for the most part, like, dried meat, you know, price goes for, you know, about 2 gold a pound. It's going to depend on some haggling in a market type situation, but, you know, each quote-unquote body is about 50 pounds, so, you know, excuse me, not 50 pounds, 100 pounds. So you're looking at 200 gold per quote-unquote corpse things, and that doesn't include, you know, any seeds that might be worth, if that's how they reproduce.
Let's plant a seed.
Like, just from a meat perspective.
Yeah, probably. We have, what, a few thousand at most at this point?
Mm-hmm.
We, like, okay.
At most.
Yeah, I'd say if this is the middle of the second day, let's go back out tomorrow.
And of
Find
course,
the bully wow.
that information would be relayed to you via coin. You know, he would know.
We need something big.
Yeah. My suggestion is we prepare to leave for a couple days and head out a ways.
Yeah.
You know, Kif assures you fairly well that she's got things more or less under control inside the camp. They're fairly confident to defend themselves fairly well.
I still wouldn't want to leave them more than 2 or 3 days.
You know,
at
exactly.
very
But you'd have to check in. You know, this is a thing where there are at least a breeding pair of bullets around, and, you know, there's certainly a chance of casualties happening. It's not, I can keep them safe 100%. It's, well, I won't die.
As rat folk, as these rat folk are prone to think,
I won't. Yeah.
I'm immortal, I won't die, I regenerate. And there's 3 of them.
There are 3 of them, yes.
But yeah, I reckon if we plan for maybe 3 days tops, because that'll at least allow us to cover corner to corner of our plot.
Yeah, I would think that's a good plan.
And then we can come back, move camp, because by that point these guys will have completely stripped everything within like a 1 mile radius.
Furthermore, as you do come back to camp, they would tell you that at some point, and nobody was exactly watching it, they were all sort of focused on other things, that someone or something did come and take both your mirror and the food that you had placed out.
Okay.
Those sneaky beaky frogs.
Alright.
We're not adopting a frog thing. If we take any of them, it's for slaves.
You say that now.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
man.
I don't want one.
I don't care if we find a literal tadpole one.
Hey.
We've got
That's
one
to that.
tadpole. We've got one tadpole. We don't need a replacement tadpole.
I bet I can find a cute picture of a baby bullywug that would make you want one.
I will slap it in the face with my rapier.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think we got to get away from the. Let's see what we can find.
Yeah. I'm just thinking more how we can keep them secure because they won't have alarms while we're gone. They'll only have the rats
Well,
and the Corvette.
Kives?
Kives's creature.
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw, that's it.
well,
Which is not fully trained, by the way, by any
Yes.
stretch of the imagination.
By any stretch.
we leave everybody we can with them. Leave Sush, leave,
Yeah, we'll leave Zush.
and just our little group. Let's head out and see what we can see.
Would you leave Moss and Coin as well, or would you take
I say
them?
leave
Yes.
everybody.
Okay.
Everyone that isn't an active player token.
That is not a PC.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
This is more of an expedition route than anything, in my opinion. Let's see what resources we can find.
Yeah, big end-to-end round circle.
Okay. So that is pretty much the plan. While you're going to be away, Kif wants to know, first of all, how long you're going to be planning on being out. What do you want them to do in the meantime? What you want them to do if you are not back within, say, time
Better
for them
not.
to leave. Because, at that point, Kif's going to take charge and do her own thing and ensure that they get back to the city.
And make their profits back and
It's-
everything where they can.
that's the thing. If we don't make it back in time for the city to make the shift,
Well,
they should just go. They should
Well,
just go.
we'll keep
If we don't make
simple.
it back in time, we don't make it back.
We plan for 3 days,
If they don't hear from us in 5, then one of the rat folk spends one day looking for us. If on the 6th or 7th day we haven't met up with them again, they head back to the city.
Hell
In
no,
the
they
mean-
keep looking for us. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, because no, in
I'm
this
not back
party,
in 15 minutes. Wait longer.
we may have gone, a Tarask. We can barely kill 2 butlers. Let's go fight a Tarask.
We could mark out where we're gonna go, so that, they have some idea of where to go and look if we get lost. But we'll just walk for 1.5 days and then turn around and walk back if we
Well,
don't get
Sure,
all the way around.
the land that you have is 20 miles square. While normally you could do that in a full day, with the terrain being the way it is, you can only do about half of that in an entire day.
So we could easily do a loop from where we are now to the bottom right corner to the top right corner in the first day and a half, and then top left back to bottom left, and then should be back on the third.
Yeah,
or
if
fourth
you're moving
day.
at a quick pace,
Yeah. And then if we get distracted, say we find something worth checking into, that's when we send Corpse with a message or use sending or something.
Yeah. And if we get into trouble, there's always make sure Adrian has enough time to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I reckon we plan for 3 days, give them to 5 till they start to worry, and then a week after us leaving in the morning, if they haven't heard from us head nor tail, then we're dead, and head back to the city.
I would say let worry on the 4th day if they haven't heard anything from us, because we have ways of getting messages to them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if we're going to be 4th or 5th day coming back, we'll send a message.
if something comes up and we have the opportunity to make profit, do you want us to
Yes.
capitalize on that, or
Yes, absolutely.
As much as you can.
stay the course? All right.
Capitalize
Yeah.
as much as possible,
mean-
but maybe save the usual rat folk tactics for if we need to know about it.
Kip
Don't
sort of
go
shrugs.
enslaving. Don't go enslaving an entire tribe of fish frog people without us. I don't want to miss that.
There's only 15 of us. What could we do?
Well,
She says while grinning heavily.
You 3.
Well,
quite a bit.
I hope that you're worth your price.
All right.
Okay. So, does anyone not agree with that plan?
Nope,
Or have something
good.
they wish to add?
No, I think I'm in agreement.
That's pretty good.
What's that? Guts.
No, she said she agrees. Okay, so that'll be the plan for tomorrow. It is the 9th day currently. When we wake up, it will be the 10th day. And I think that we are going to go ahead and end the session there.
Nice.
Sounds good.
So we're not playing tomorrow. We're playing a week from tomorrow.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So, my next question is this map right here that we are currently on, with all the different sort of swampy-ish tiles, is that hideous to
It's-
look at, or can you handle it?
That's fine.
I kind of like it.
Oh, I think it's hideous.
I don't know. I like the green and the blue. It kind of pops.
Like, if you
No
zoom in
one's
real
ever
quick.
accused me of being fashion forward.
The whole
I reckon if we kept it-
randomness is what brings it.
Sure.
Like I'm in
Yeah.
an airplane looking down on a bunch of farm fields.
And if we kept it for a combat map, then the different tiles could be different. Like the normal ones where we've been able to set camp can be normal terrain for
Sure.
ones, and then difficult
That's
terrain
the
and
plan. I just I wanted to make sure it just wasn't super jarring, because I find it pretty jarring. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fun.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this session of D&D Wednesday with the Shifting City folk.
Soon to be D&D Thursday.
Soon to be D&D's Thursdays. Yes, we will be moving on Thursday. So heads up on that one. Again, thank you all for watching. A couple of you that are, and one or two of you that have joined us today. I hope you all have a great day, and peace out, my friends.